1 second, guys. I'm trying to get everything situated. I can't do it pre-show. Hey, Pacola. Let me put in a test chat there. You can grab my name if you need to. The color looks a little, I guess it's okay when I look at something that's in color. Oh, let me get off the autofocus. Hang on. Where's my autofocus? Hang on. Let's get it focused. Let's see. One moment. I'm looking. I'm fixing. Okay, I changed the mic. So let's see if we're getting everything going here. Hang on, guys. I'm still looking here. Hang on. It doesn't seem to matter on that. One second, guys. I'm playing with the settings for just a minute. Backlight gain. Okay. All right. How's that look? Except for the brightness of that lamp. Okay. So, how's the sound, guys? Does the sound okay? Looks great. How's the sound? No crackle. Sounds good. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to color in Serene. It's an impromptu. So, thanks, guys. Thanks. I'm learning. No crackling. Okay. Um, so I'm going to color in Serene. I did tweet. Um, if you follow me, you should, maybe get a notification. But thanks for being here, Pacola, because it is impromptu, and I tried. Hi, Suze. I try to stream one Friday a month, but I never really know when it is. And we have family stuff going on this weekend. After I stream, I've got to go to the grocery store. I got to come back and make a potato salad. I got a bunch of stuff to do before the weekend. But I'm squeezing in a stream. So, and if y'all want to talk to me, put it in caps so I know you're talking to me. I'm going to go ahead and get started in just a minute. I'll say good morning to everybody. If you're watching the recording after the live show and you don't want to hear all the good mornings, just fast forward. Hi, Emma. Thanks for squeezing. I'll have to squeeze y'all in, Emma. Hey, Melody. Melody, you rest up now and get well. Don't be like, I know how late it is there too. So it's almost Melody's bedtime. Thanks, Melody. So we're going to color in Serene. When did you start streaming on YouTube? Last week, Jill. You you I started streaming on YouTube last week because UStream is ending their free streaming for, we've been streaming over there, but 7 to 8 years, but they're going to start charging for all streaming. They stream NASA. It's not like they need us. But so anyway, um, so as of August 1st, that nobody can stream over on Ustream unless they want to pay a minimum of $99 a month. That's the minimum. So I don't know why we don't stream over here on YouTube anyway. We get HD here. We didn't get HD over on Ustream. So my 900 videos from Ustream are not in HD. So I tease that we're going to have to redo all 900 videos. Uh, oh, hey, Christy. So we're not really, but hey. Yeah, so we're going to start. Everybody was been over there on Ustream's coming over to YouTube. Yeah, yeah. And plus the chat saves so everybody can enjoy the chat and all the chit chat if that's what they like. Of course, you don't have to watch the chat, but it's kind of fun to me anyway. It's fun to, watch the chat if you're watching the recording, see what everybody was talking about, you know? uh, Aw, thanks, Janice. And you're working in Serene too? So, hi, Gigi from Spain. Hello. Um, I think I said hi to Sammy. Anybody else I missed? Annie. And I try to say hi, Georgia. I try to say hi when I see you come in. Hey, Judy. Hey, I don't know if I want to call you Collard. What would you like? What would you like your name to be? I want to call you Kaleidoscope. I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, I want to call you Kaleidoscope because that just sounds cool. um, Working and listening. Okay, Christine. Hey, Mary. I want to just take a minute to say good morning to everybody. Hey, Anne. Raylene in Australia. Well, it's getting late for you too. Down in Oz. What's the weather like? Are y'all full into winter yet? Or is it still fall? Hi, Shalene. Hi, Ian. Julia, Jessica, Linda. Thanks everybody for stopping in. Did y'all get notifications? You're freezing, so it is into high. Let's see, is it Rinlish? Rinlish, it's freezing in Australia. Okay. I was wondering if it's gone full winter yet. Oh, good. Well, welcome, Miss Bucci. Miss Bucci? Miss Bucci, that's so cute. I just like to say it. Hi, April. Okay, thanks, April. We're notified on YouTube and in an email. Okay, yeah, you have to allow your email. You have to allow YouTube to email you. I think you got notification. Good, Shalene. Hi, Sinlex. Cynthia, Sinlex. I like Sinlex. That sounds very mech. You got some polychromos coming, Jill? Oh, good. I'm going to use polys today. I have to remember. For me, it's backwards. For you, it's not. But I like when I reach for something, I look at my camera screen and I go, oh, it's over here. Hey, stars. Hey, Emma. You're in UK. Thank you. Let's see. FA3 girl. I gotta have to have a new name for you. Not fa la la. Hey, Phoenix. Hi, weird girl. Trust love. Thanks, everybody. Fairy girl. Oh, fairy girl. Oh, okay. Okay. I see it now. Fairy girl. Okay, fairy girl. Got it. Got it. Hello, Rachel. Franna. Everybody else coming in. We're all summer now. And Ian said we're all summer now, as yesterday, the longest day of the year. The days will start getting less from today. Hey, Darla. Well, welcome, Rachel. Living and Learning with Suze. That's a good name. Living and Learning with Suze. Debbie. Hey, musical Tatiana. Is it dry here? Yeah, but I think we're going to get rain this weekend. We have a chance of rain, and we have a family gathering, so hopefully it won't be like a lot. But yeah, no rain here yet. Yeah, please put it in caps, guys. You want a cool name? Gracelyn is pretty. I like Gracelyn. That's a good name. Tanya, you're too scared to color in this, Tanya? Well, make you a copy to practice on. Make you a copy to practice until you decide what you want or like to do. No, I didn't, but if one of the mods had a reason to, I don't know, but you're welcome here. I mean, if you're, everybody's welcome if as long as you're not a troll. So, Bethany, Kaleidoscope. I didn't. Okay, Rachel, then welcome. Sit back and enjoy the show. enjoy the chat. Hey, Jennifer Crack Minis. How you doing? Anybody else I missed? Hey, Dr. Dot. Hey, Limo, Norma. Ange Arts. Melody J, as opposed to the other Melody. uh, Tress Love. Hey, everybody. I'm just saying good morning. And again, if you're watching the recording, just fast forward if you don't want to, hear me say good morning, but I say good morning. Hey, Annabelle. So I just like to spend a couple minutes. I used to do all this before I hit record on Ustream, but we don't have, when you go live on YouTube, you're live right then. So I can't do all this pre show. And so I'm just going to go ahead and, say good morning to everybody. Hey, Janet. I decided to do impromptu before I went shopping for my family get together and making my potato salad. Okay, hey, it's okay, Tatiana. Thanks for being in the mix. And don't forget, guys, if you want to follow anybody, you can just go to the end of their name, uh, at the end of their chat, and there's three dots. And if you click on those three chats, it says you can go to channel, and you can go to that person's channel and subscribe to them or follow whatever you want to do. And it won't take you away from here. It should just open another window. Now, that's on my Lappy. I don't know about on phones and iPads. I don't know what it does there. Hey, Julia. Okay, thanks for stopping in. Hey, Vicky S. Good morning. Anybody else I miss? Chat goes by fast. I'm likely to miss your saying good morning. If I miss saying good morning, I'm not trying to ignore you. It's just that sometimes I miss things, especially once I start coloring and stuff. Eggs in my potato salad. Yes, Annie, eggs in my potato salad. Eggs and pickles are in my potato salad. Happy Friday, Eileen the Enabler Elf. Hi, Debbie. Dee Dee, did Prismacolor used to be Barrel? Yes, it did. It was Eagle, Barrel, Sanford, and Premier. I think that's them, all of them. I started using them, I think, when it was Barrel. I don't think I was using them back when they were Eagle. But I was using them. I first started using them when they were Barrel. Then they went to Sanford. Then they went to Premier. Then they moved from, I think, then they went to Mexico. Then they came back from Mexico. And, they've gone, they've been around. And you can call Anthony Kaleidoscope. He can't get enough of your, aw. Okay. So Christy, and Kaleidoscope is your Anthony. Okay. Now I connected you two. Okay. Um, I just like Kaleidoscope, just sounds kind of cool. I don't know. Some they did have some quality issues for a while. I think the barrels, and this is just me, maybe I've just, in my imagination, the barrels were a little softer, but Prismas are still my favorite color pencil because I'm used to them. When you use a pencil for 30 odd years, you're used to them. You bought them, Dina Wakely Media Journal, because of you. Okay. Well, now the thing about that, I love that journal. I do not like the burlap. I don't care for the burlap. That's just me. A lot of people like cutting it and doing all kinds of things with it. I just don't like the burlap. So today I'm going to be using polychromos pencils. I'm going to be using my polys, except for white. I use white prism. Nothing's better to me than a white Prisma. That's just me. Use what you want, you know. And I'm going to do a wash of Prisma. I mean, a wash of acrylic paint, watered down acrylic paint. To start. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. If y'all, if you want to talk to me, then put it in caps, and I'll try to catch it. Hey, Colibri Art, so happy to have a chance to come to your live show. You have the biggest inspiration. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks, Colibri Art. And what I do, guys, is after the show, I don't rewatch every single minute of my show, but I have been watching chunks of it to make sure the sound and everything is good. And not only that, but then if I see somebody in the chat, and I'm sure I'm going to miss some people, but if I see you in chat and you have a channel and you got some videos on it, I don't follow people that have no videos. There's no point. But if you have some videos and stuff, and it's something that I would watch, any art related stuff, then I usually follow. So I'll go back and find you in the chat list and try to follow you. If I miss you, thanks, Ian. If I miss you this time, then I'll try to catch you the next time. So, yeah. But yeah, I try to encourage all creatives. So we're going to go and get started. So again, we're coloring in Serene. I did pull, I don't know that I pulled every one that I'm working on or have worked on, but I pulled a chunk of them anyway, because I keep them separate. I'm going to have to work on where my lamp goes. Sorry. These are the ones I've worked on, and they're too big to keep in my binder, so I keep them in my big ledger, in my ledger. Hi, Elizabeth. And so this is one I've done. There should be a video for this one, I think. And there we go. I'm trying to capture the gold. See the gold there? The gold in there and there. So there's this one, this one. This one I'm still working on. She's my golden goddess. I'm doing her in gold, in her, did her in like a gold statue like. Still working on her headdress and all. And this one's not done yet either. She's done up to here. This is done, but I still have to do this. My stone angel. Thanks, guys. This one's done. And this is the one we're working on today. So I will zoom in another click or two here. Get my camera to come up there. And here's the cover. This is the book we're working out of, Serene. And I know I'm not going to say he goes by Nick. What's his nickname? Nick. Somebody tell me what his nickname is, like on IG and everything. It's Nick. His name just escaped me. Here's his I think Indian name, but he has Nick Filbert. Nick Filbert. Thank you. He's Nick Filbert on social media. So if you look for Nick Filbert, he's the artist that does this and a couple other books. So this is what we're going to be working on today. So I think I could click in even one more. Let's see. Here we go. How's that look? It'll start getting a little fuzzy if I get much further in, I think. I'm still playing with my camera settings because I went back to my 930 to see it. I was really checking to see if it was my 920 that was having the clicking issues with the mic. I don't know if it was or not because I just went ahead and just moved on over to this one. So, yeah. And I got my ring light there, so hopefully that's good. So we're going to use acrylic paint washes as a base, and then I'll shade everything with my polychromos. And I know people like me to tell, what I'll do, at least do, is I'll tell you the pencils that I'm using at the moment, but I don't tell you every time I pick up or switch a pencil. I'm not going to tell you what number and color it is every time I switch a pencil. I'll try to remember to tell you the pencil I'm using when I pull it. But every time I switch from a yellow to a red, I'm not going to tell you the number and the name. I can't work that way. That's just, this isn't a color along. I do my best. And I have my magnifying glass to read because the names and numbers are in gold. And so I can't see that. I can't see the name or the number just by looking at it. So I'm going to have to get out my magnifying glass and tell you the name and number of that color. And I'm not going to do that every time I switch a pencil. I want to help y'all as much as I can, but that's just not going to happen. Your Stone Angel is one of many favorite arts. Oh, well, good, Chrissy. I'm glad you like that one. All right, but we're going to first start with the wash. So I just use a coffee lid for palettes, and that's what I use for all my palettes for acrylic paint. for if you want to do watercolor. You can't really do watercolor on here because it's too translucent. You can't see it. It just goes away. But for acrylic paint, I use these. So I already picked some colors other than black and white. These are the colors that I'm going to use. And they're Americana, Deco Art, but you can use any craft paint. And you have to wash it down, water it down where you want to see the lines through. If you're doing a background, like I do a lot of black backgrounds, in this case, I'm going to do a teal background. But then you just use it straight, no water. Okay. But if you want to do a wash on any of the areas, you have to water it down so that you can still see the lines, the color book lines. So you apply your Stella and glitter paint straight out of the bottle or with the brush. I use it straight out of the bottle, or well, the Stella is in a marker, or it's in a brush marker type thing. Yeah, I use it right from, and the same thing for the stickles. I just stickle it right on. Now, it depends on the area. If I was going to do, say, something big, then I'd probably put the stickles down and just kind of smear it in with my finger. But yeah, I just use it straight out of the thing. If I put any glitter, I don't know I'm going to put any glitter on this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, let me shake it up. And I'm going to start with, I'm imagining her being underwater. Okay. And that this is seaweed. So the background is going to be this teal color, which this is peacock teal. This is citron green. And this is cherry red. I'm going to have a lot of her costume be cherry red, white, and black. That's what her costume is going to be. But she's going to be underwater. So this is going to be seaweed, which I'm going to base coat with citron green. And the background I'm doing in teal. Okay. Do you put a loop of tape under the paper to stop it? Oh, no, I want it to move because if I have to tilt it to get to some area that I can't get to, I want to be able to move it. So, yeah. I try not to move much. I do try not to, go herky-jerky all over the place. But, I do have to be able to move it some. But that's a good idea. If you don't want it to move, put some tape under it. Yeah. But like if I want to get closer here up at the top. Oh, and I do need to, let me do something real quick. I cut this out of the book, but there's a little bit of a rough edge right there. So I do want to, Ian's a watercolorist. He's used to taping everything down. He's if y'all don't follow Ian over on Facebook, and Ian, aren't you in a upcoming show in the UK? Some kind of I don't know if it's a fair or what is it? Maybe I should. Is this zoomed in enough for you guys? Maybe for this part anyway. I'll leave it here for this part because you're just seeing me do base, and it's going to take a while to do this, and I will not finish it today. This won't get done in one part. So I'm not adding any water to this because I want it flat. I don't want it translucent. I think still a can there, like gel pens. No brush nib. Let me see if I can find one right here. Don't know if I have one right this. Let me see here. I'm looking for one, guys. I don't know if I have one right here in front of me. No, it has a brush. Mine has a brush tip. Yeah, I don't see it right here. I'm not sure where I put it. It might be over there with my. Stickles. It's an art fair. Okay. When is it, Ian? And Ian, do you sell your paintings online? I've only followed your YouTube and your Facebook, and I didn't see like a link to a shop or anything. Do you sell your watercolors online? Ian's pretty new to me, guys. I haven't followed him for very long. I mean, I followed his YouTube channel, but I just, when he helped me out with my mic situation, which by the way, I do have a mic. I did find a mic control on the software for this camera. I don't think there's one on the 920, but there is a mic control option on the 930. So, yeah, hopefully it's not doing anything weird, crackling or anything. Okay, Dot. All right, let's see here. Let me come over here just so I can. All right, we'll zoom in a little more. I might have to sharpen it again, but that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Does that look pretty good? Let's see. Turn the brightness down just a notch. How's that? Is that better? See, it's not quite as sharp when I zoom in this close, but I don't want it to be like weird looking. And I will be playing with settings and learning, things to do with everything as I learn the settings and stuff on YouTube Live. Is that better? Do you like that better, guys? Looks great. Okay, so I'm going to keep. So what I'll probably do is I'll do one side here of the teal, because if I could spend a couple hours probably just doing all the teal. And, that's going to be kind of boring for you guys. So I want to kind of switch it up and go from, thing to thing so that you can see me do different parts. And I don't try to hold my brush back far enough so that my hand's not in the way. And this is just a small angle brush. Because what I like about an angle brush is when you, let me get a little scratch piece of paper. The thing about an angle brush is you can get a nice, and that's how big this brush is. This is a small one, but you can get a big flat area. You can get a nice thin line. You can get dots. I mean, you can get tiny, tiny. So an angle brush is just so versatile. Versatile. I'm just making my bracelets. Your bracelets are beautiful. They must each have the story. No, there's no story behind the bracelets, Christy. I wanted some summer bracelets. My nice bracelet. Like I have a nice silver charm bracelet with charms that mean a lot to me, but I can't wear that on stream because ding, 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 cling, 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 all that. Can't wear a charm bracelet while you're streaming. These are just summer bracelets that cost like $1. Now this one Boo makes. Boo used to make these silly bands. I have these in a whole bunch of different colors. Boo made these. The rest, oh no, she made this one too. She made that one. So she made that one out of silly bands. This, and these little these here, they're just like dollar bracelets. Thanks, Mommy Kate. Thanks for being here. So I just thought I would go ahead and start. And I have had more than one person ask me, when are you going to do another Serene? So here you go. For those that asked for a Serene, here we are. We're doing one for you. This one's for you. Well, it's for me too, but. You like my improv? Yeah. And I was saying, I usually do an impromptu on a Friday. I stream every Monday and Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And then the occasional impromptu Friday, which would be at the same time. I try to do one a month. It might be two, but it's usually no more than two a month on a Friday. And I probably shouldn't have streamed today because I have so much to do to get ready for the weekend. But and I missed Ian. Speaking of weekend, and I was thinking of his art thing. Did you say, Ian, if you sell your watercolors online? I wanted to see that. Or sell prints of them. Do you sell prints or do you just sell the originals? Oh my gosh. My daughter just texted me something. My daughter out in LA. She's getting ready to go to work. You started the Serene picture. Oh, you haven't started this picture? Oh, yeah. Well, there's a couple I haven't finished. If y'all are just joining me, I showed a couple that I have started. I'll show them again after a while. But I have a couple that I'm not completely finished with. Cam did an awesome one. Cameron is my grandson. He's 18. And he did it like last year, I think it was. I think there's a video. There's a video of it where he worked on it. But remember, guys, all my older videos from Ustream, they're not in HD. So you're not going to have this quality on my other 900 videos that we have to redo. What's on my table background? It is a wrapping paper. It's just a roll of wrapping paper. Okay, I'm looking for Ian's answer. Did I miss it again? Oh. So I do try to stream a Friday every couple weeks, every third week or something like that. And I can sell if people want, but people need to contact me. Look up. Okay, y'all get that. Grab his hashtag there. I mean, I know you have an art show, so you're selling over in UK, and I know about shipping. I quit doing. Y'all know I do color pencil portraits. I quit doing international. I've lost, or I didn't lose. The Post has lost a couple of my paintings over the years, so I quit doing international because you can't. The only way you can really track international, I think it's a minimum of $50 tracking. And most people, they're going to pay $150, $175 for a piece of art. They're not going to want to pay an extra $50 for tracking. Some people do. Oh, okay. Hupster just blew me a kiss, asked if I wanted coffee before he headed out. So, hi, Scoops. Anybody else I missed? Thanks for stopping in. So I'm going to work a little right around her. I don't need to do all this out here for the example for this today because I'm just starting it. So, you get a lot of base stuff going on at first. But, and sometimes I'll start, a color book. Well, no, not really a color book page. Some other things. Sometimes I'll start off camera and spend some hours working on them before I do stream the process, just so you don't have to watch all the base coating every time from the very beginning. We met in Texas, Beverly. We've been together forever and a day. Yeah. So I won't do all the background, but just enough so you can see where I go with it. And good morning, everybody. So yeah, I wanted to get started on a new piece that's going to take a couple of videos, but that's what happens when you have some of the detail-y ones like this. They're very detailed. You can't really get them done in a one stream. I mean, I guess I could if I streamed 10 hours, but I can't do that today. I did stream one Saturday. a full day. I think it was 8 hours. I streamed 8 hours on a Saturday. And I've done a few long streams, not too many, because people get bored. Uh, it's a single-sided page. It's got the text on the back, just talking about the piece. But you could use, and here, let me show you this one here. I used Copics on this one. Well, Copics and pencil. This one right here. So let me turn it over. It does go through. You can see Copics will go through. But she's in Copics and color pencil. And gold. See the gold shine? Thanks, everybody that's here for the first time. So there's no water in this paint that I'm using for the background. And that's the same if I'm doing a black background. There's no water in that. Now, because I'm imagining she's underwater, I will probably do some splattering, like white splatter and foamy water stuff later. Hey, Stephanie. Did you find the paper is good for painting on without buckling? Yeah, this paper's thick. It's cardstock weight in Serene. It's cardstock weight. But you know what? I'll even do watercolor, water markers, watered down acrylic paint on Create Space paper. And yes, there's some buckling, but I don't let the paper defeat me. Yeah, feel like everybody, Mama Kate. Yeah, yeah. So, and usually when I'm coloring, we get a lot of the color tube girls. Some of the ones I'll tell you some of the ones that I know, and there's more, but I'm sure there's more here too. So if you're a color tube girl here or guy, if you're a color tube person and you're here, make sure you give yourself a shout out. But color and chat with Sammy, and Sammy's here. Color and chat with Sammy, and she's an excellent colorist. I'm telling you. People say, "Aren't you jealous of Sammy?" I don't get jealous of it. I love it when people. I mean, if I can find people that color really well or colored a long time, you all got to remember, I've been color penciling for 30 odd years, whatever. This, color books are not my first rodeo. But anyway, I said that to say Sammy is an excellent colorist, and I love her work. So, if you wanna find someone that really colors well, and I don't mean that nobody else colors as well. I don't mean that. But Sammy works at it, and she's really good. Some of the other ones that I watch and are good. Jen, Reading with Pugs, and she does color booking and booktube. So she does coloring and book reviews. Not color book. Well, she does color book reviews too, but she does regular books that she reads, fiction. She does booktube as well as color tube. And let me think. A Colorful Life, and she pretty much does exclusively coloring. Anne is in Savannah, so if I make it down to Savannah this summer, I don't know that I will. Hubster keeps promising to take me to the Big Blick down there in Savannah and go to Tybee. We try to get down there every year or every other, but get down to Tybee and go. I might stop. I just might knock on Anne's door. No, I'd never do that to anybody. I'd call her first. But anyway, so because I'm right out of Atlanta, and so anyway, A Colorful Life, and those are a few that I watch. May Brox, I'm not sure her channel name. I don't know if, and she's in is it Norway? I think she's in Norway. Sorry, May, I forgot. I think she's in Norway. Hey, Ange. Hey, Muggia Makes. You just put it in caps, Muggia. I'll see you. You can always you can cut and paste my name and put it in, and it'll come up in orange. But and you can do that with anybody. I think you have to put the at symbol. I don't think you have to put the at if you're on a Mac. But if you put at my name, Dee Dee Willingham, it'll come up in orange for me. Or anybody's name, but you have to put that, it has to be exact, and you won't see it in orange. Nobody else will see it in orange, just the person that you are chatting with or that you want to get their attention. So, like if Janet wanted to get Angie's attention, she would just put Angie's name in at and her name, and then Ange would see it in orange, not anybody else. So nobody else will see it but that person. Does that make sense? I'm trying to stay. I'm so zoomed in. I got to keep staying in there. Yeah. See, I see it. Simple art. I see it at my name in orange. Have you got? Yes, I'm exclusively on YouTube now. And like I said, every Monday, Wednesday, and the occasional Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. And I did see I got an email overnight. I haven't had a chance to read it. Some upcoming things on YouTube that look really, really cool. I'm excited. I can't say what they are yet because I haven't looked. I just got the email overnight, and then I streamed this morning, so I haven't had a chance to look it over. But it looks like YouTube's coming up with some cool stuff. Shalene is a color tuber. Y'all tell me some more people, because I know I'm going to forget everybody. And I do got to say, guys, for the most of the people that are color tubers, I do not get to watch every one of their videos. Rarely do I watch. Even Sammy, who I really think is an awesome colorist, I do not get to watch every one of her videos when they come. I eventually get to everybody's videos, but I don't get to them like within the week or two. Sometimes it takes a couple, 2-3 weeks before I get to everybody because there's so many, Plus, I have my own stuff to do. And, usually I'm watching videos while I am working, like while I'm doing my own personal artwork. Color with Claire. She did a video with Last Days where she tells many names of the color tubers. Okay, Color with Claire. Thank you. Thank you, Karen K. Yeah. I just don't ever mind shouting out other people. I just think, why not? Everybody will eventually get to watch everybody they like. Everybody gravitates to different techniques and different, because I don't do just coloring here. So if you're a color book person and you only like to watch coloring, then why not shout out some people that do just coloring so that if you want to go watch them, go ahead. I don't mind. So, and other people shout me out too. So it all works. We all share. Let's face it. Okay, so there it is right there. It's just a little bright when I lay it flat, but so you can see where I've gone all the way around her body here. So let me get a small brush and get in here, a pointy brush. I should say, clean my brush. And you do need to let me move these out. You do need to clean your brush. If you're using acrylic paint, you do need to clean your brush every now and then because it'll start getting crusty. It'll start hardening up and getting thick. KP Colors is one of your favorites. Simple Art. Amazing. I don't know if I follow KP. Do I follow KP? I'm not sure. I'll have to. See, like I said, I'll go back and go flow through the chat and try to find people I don't, haven't known, so I get to know you guys. And I'll try to follow your channel. Hi, Heather. Okay, so let me get a smaller. I want one that's kind of a little bit stiff, so it's not floppy there. And so I can get in some of these tight areas here. Oops, there's a hair on there. And the brushes I use are not anything special. They're just craft brushes. I'll try to stay in camera here. They're just craft brushes. You get them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby when they're on sale, usually packs of them. They'll have 10 in a pack and they'll have 40% off coupon, or if they're 50% off, then I just load up on some new ones. And they don't last forever, but you know, they're for what I use them for, they're fine. Um, I have some nice watercolor brushes. I gave all my oil brushes and because I gave all my oils to Cam because I know I'm not going to do oils anymore. But he apparently wants to. Why not look at the people that are recommended on YouTube pages that they like? Okay, I don't see anything in caps, so I try to catch some of all the of the chat that's not in caps, but you know. Okay, so there is. I think that's everything that's right around. Let me go ahead and do the top of her hair and this area right up here. I'm just going to do half of it just so you can see where we're going with the whole thing. Now, off camera, what I might do, depending on how far we get today, off camera, I might do the rest, all the blue, because this is kind of tedious and, just sitting here watching me color a background is probably not a lot of, interest. But of course, we love the chat, so that's part of why we're all here. So, but off camera, depending on how much time I have over the weekend, I will probably do all the blue background, so you don't have to watch me do that. Okay. So that's just because that'll probably be about 2 hours of just coloring all that background there. And, it's just, time consuming and, I don't want to say it's boring because when we're all chatting, nothing's really boring, but. Okay, so let's see. Oh, there's a little bit more right in here. Hang on. Let me just get everything on this side. Here, and take your time. You don't have to rush it. I do go a little fast on stream because I try to get as much done as I can, but don't ever feel like you have to rush. Take your time, enjoy the process. Yeah, put it in caps. You want to talk to me. You go to my channel. There is a video called Color Tube Color Streams. Okay, I missed that. That flew off. Let me see if I can scroll back. April, Sarah. Oh yes, April. I forgot you were doing that. April does have a list. April Sarah has a list of color tubers, color streams, and coloring book colorists master list. So there you go. Yeah, April Sarah started doing that right when we were all leaving Ustream. Because, there will be no more Ustream for free. Okay, so, and some if you see a little area that's not flat color enough, just go back over it. Especially like if you do a background with no water, with red or lime green, those are more translucent. So even if you don't add water to these, you might have to, go back and touch up a couple, areas. Oh, here, I forgot this area right here. You might have to go back in and I don't want to say put a full second coat, but you might see a couple areas where it's not completely thickly covered. So, and it might need 2 coats on some colors. Where can we find the master list? Does April Sarah have? Just go to her. Well, April can tell you. She's here. April Sarah's right there. Go to her YouTube channel, and she probably has the information there. Or if you have, I can't. You can't. Nobody can put links but mods. So, okay, she says she has a link in her description. Okay, so if you go to April Sarah, she has it linked in her description box of her coloring videos. Okay, there we go. And so there's other ones I watch too occasionally, but those are the ones that I keep up with the most, you know, and that's just because time, you know, because I do watch other artists too. I watch mixed media, art journalers, comic book artists. I watch a lot of art, watercolor. So it's not just cut, because then that's not all I do either. I don't do just color books. Color books are kind of an offshoot of my portraits and my animals. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to stop on the teal color there. All right, let me clean my brush. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the lime green, citron green. I'm going to put a little bit out, but I'm going to add some water to this. So I keep a spray bottle, just a little spritzer bottle. We're so zoomed in, guys. I'm just going to get it a little bit wet. Water it down. There's no formula for how much water I add. I add enough water so that it's translucent enough to still see the color book lines through it. Yep, there's a lot of creativity in this group, telling you. There's a lot of creativity, and if you can't find some form of of media that you like, you're not looking. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let's see if that's thin enough. I'm going to do all the seaweed, and again, I'm only going to do it on one side here, just so we can, But as you can see, you can still see through it. So by adding the water to the acrylic paint, you can still see the color book lines. Through it. And then we shade with pencil. And what this does as a base coat, it does a couple things. It gives your paper a little more tooth so that when you work with the pencils on top of it, it's so easy to work with pencils on top. And I know I've shown my black and white color pencil and versus a paint base 100 times, but I'll probably show it again because it's just so relevant. And then the other thing is it makes the coloring go faster. If you had to color pencil all this that I'm doing now, you'd be here a lot longer than I am with this wash of acrylic paint. After I do this, I'll show you what I'm talking about with the black paint and why it's beneficial to have. Oops, see, I missed the little area right there. Let me clean my brush. Why it's beneficial to have a base coat of acrylic paint, or it can be watercolor too. Acrylic paint just has a little bit more tooth than watercolor. But the other thing too is, guys, use craft paint, matte craft paint. And it doesn't have to be Americana Deco Art. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. This is my favorite craft paint. It's thick. It's not, the colors are good. It's opaque. And for the most part, even though some colors can be a little more translucent than others, it's a good craft paint. And it doesn't say matte on here, but it doesn't say satin or gloss. Don't use satin or gloss if you plan on going over it with pencil, because the pencil will resist. I mean, you could scrub it down hard and get some pencil over some gloss or satin, but you're going to work at it. You might as well not have to work at it. Just get plain matte craft paint. That being said, the artist grade acrylic paints, you know, your nice, more expensive artist grade acrylic paints, they have a sheen to them. And I can't swear to every single artist grade paint out there, but most of the ones and all the ones that I've tried have a sheen to them, and that resists the pencil. So you don't want to do that. You'll be fighting the sheen, the shine of, have a sheen and a shine. You don't want to have to try to color pencil over that. So again, this is just the base coat. It looks very flat, not much, you know, no texture or anything to it. This is the base that you're going to put your pencils over the top. And you can use your polys. You can use anything over it. You know, you can use any of your pencils over it. So I'll go as far as that. Hang on, guys. I'm not looking at chat for just a minute. Get this done. What about a marker base? Yeah, you can do a marker base. Your marker is not going to give you any tooth, but it's quick. You know, like here I used a lot of, here's on this piece here. You can see where I used Copics. You can see where it went through. But I used shading. See the darker shade? I use shading in there too. So you can still shade over markers, but it doesn't really give you a tooth per se, you know, any texture, but it makes it quicker. And that's one of the other benefits, like I said, of using a base coat. It's the it goes quicker, so you don't have to do all this. Like, look how fast I'm coloring in. Not that you have to hurry, but look how fast I'm getting all this lime green down. There's no way you could do it this fast with pencil. And then you just go back in and shade. Okay, so let me show you what I mean on the going over it with acrylic, doing acrylic paint base. I'll just let that sit. Oh my gosh. Scratch sheet here. Oh, I'm sorry. I see my name in orange. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks for, yeah, I got a PayPal tip jar. Feel free. And I also do super chat. So, you know, if y'all want to tip me or put a little couple of dollars in a tip jar, I'm not going to complain. What about a base with Tombows? Yeah, you should be able anything like that. I mean, I use my you know, super tip markers as a base and then shade over them. You can you can pretty much shade over anything. I don't know that there's anything you could, well, I don't know about oil paints because that especially has a sheen, but anything, you don't want anything shiny because the pencil won't grip to the shine, like gloss paints, metallic gloss paints, satin paints. But here's what I want to show you. I'm going to just put a little, let me just put some black down. Okay, and this is how I usually do this little demo. I just put a little black paint. This is just the black acrylic paint. Let me get a baby wipe. And it has to be perfectly dry too. That's the other thing. When you put a base coat down of acrylic, watercolor, marker, whatever you put down, it has to be 100% dry before you go over with pencil because it's not going to work. And I've used Inktense, Neocolor 2, water soluble crayons as a base. I almost thought about doing that today, but I said, now I'll just go ahead and do the acrylic paint today on this piece. All right, so let me hit that with the heat gun real quick, just so I can speed up the drying process. All right, now I'm going to take a black pencil. I'll just use my Prisma here. Okay, so I have a black, here's a black pencil. Now, let's say you wanted something that black, and it could be any color, whatever color it is. All right, so I'm going to get it that dark, look, I'm going to have to put a lot of pressure down, and I'm going to have to really, to get that same look, you're going to have to get it really dark, right? Now I'm going to take my white pencil, and I want you to watch this. This is why you use acrylic paint. All right, so here's the pencil. I'm going to, with all the pressure I can, try to put white over that black. Okay, look. It's smearing the black, but there's no white on that black. Now, you always want to make sure if you do, you go over anything with dark colors, you clean off your light colors. That's why you see all those scribbles on my desk. Clean it off. Now watch, I'm going to hold my pencil way back here so you can see how little pressure I'm putting. I'm going to go over the black paint. That's just with no pressure. That's with no pressure right there. See how I can get white? Now look how, if I want to, look, I can get that back to pure white almost. You can't do this on over pencil. You can't get mist and clouds and, those soft effects, an aura. You can't do that on top of black pencil. So if you do a black background, if you did this in a black background and you wanted to have some planets or stars and some mist or anything, and it doesn't have to be white, it can be any color. You're not going to be able to do this on top of black pencil, okay, or any color pencil. You get it now? Okay, Beverly. So this is other than the speed, of the color book process, that you can't do this over pencil. Okay, can you show us that technique on the page you're working on? Yeah, well, we're going to shade on here. See, I can't shade white on here. There's no way I can shade white on here. All right, well, here, let me just show you on this. Let's just say this is one little planet or something. Okay, which I'll just paint over this because this is not what I want to do on this page, but I just want to show you. All right, so here, look, see, and I could do it lighter and feather it out. See, I can get it pure white if I want. See, I mean, if you want to do a star, let me sharpen my pencil again here. What would you do with ourselves if we didn't? Oh, I don't know. Thanks, guys. All right, so let's just say I wanted to do a star shine. Now, I wouldn't do it probably on blue. I would do it on black, right? Because it would be in space. Okay. But if I had colored all this with blue turquoise pencil, there's no way I can do this. Okay. All right, so let's get back. I'll paint over that because this isn't going to be space. It's going to be underwater. That's another thing about acrylic paint. You can paint over mistakes. Okay, Mommy Kate, thanks for stopping in. Okay. So I try to show that every now and then. I really show it a lot because I want people to realize, what you can do on top of acrylic paint. You can do the same thing over watercolor. It's just not quite as effective. But I tell you, it's much more effective going over a watercolor wash than it is a pencil. Because you can see you can't get nothing on that. All right, so let's see. Do I have any more seaweed on this side? I think I'll just, while I have my watered down lime green paint, it doesn't take too long to go ahead and just do the seaweed over here. because I want to get to some pencil shading and I want to get to some of the details in the girl. And if you want, guys, you could do your backgrounds and all this, the big areas like that with acrylic paint, and then go back in with some Copics. Do some detail with Copics, or because it's one-sided. That's because Copics will go through. They go pretty much, or alcohol-based markers are going to go through pretty much anything. And you can use multiple media. You can do mixed media on your color book pages. Just because you started with some acrylic background doesn't mean you can't do some Copics. Or thanks, Mugsy, for the super chat. Thank you. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. That's sweet, Mugsy. Very kind, very thoughtful. Thanks, guys. If you you can go in here with other mediums that you might want to use if you want more detail or more different colors, like whether it's Copics, whether it's your Crayola super tip markers, base coat a lot of other small areas with those. Get in there and tighten it up with pencil. So you're the boss of your color book. You can do whatever you want. And I always say, the artist, Nick Filbert, or whoever's pages your color, they're not going to email and say you did it wrong. Trust me, that will not happen. And if you're worried about doing one of your fancy, more expensive color books, and you're afraid that you're going to mess it up, make a copy just for you to. I would probably recommend doing it. Do it on, depending on what your medium is going to be. Copy it off on a lightweight cardstock or something, so you can add some. Or I guess you should probably really copy it off on whatever kind of paper, or as close to the paper is that you're using. If you're going to be coloring on Create Space paper, for one, you're probably not going to be afraid. You're probably not going to be afraid to. And some of this may not. I may end up doing a different thing in seaweed. You're probably not going to be afraid to work on your Create Space. But if you're doing something like this where it's on a cardstock, go ahead and try to print it out on a light cardstock. Sorry, guys, I'm a little distracted trying to find all the areas here. And practice. Practice a little bit over here with some marker. Maybe a little bit practice up here with some acrylic paint. Do a little practicing with some alcohol markers. And just use it as a practice sheet, and see what you like and see what you don't like. Or, or if you're afraid of what colors you might not like the color combination. Well, print it out on a practice sheet to test. Hi, Connie. We're working in Serene, if you're just joining us, with acrylic paint base coatings. And, like I can do this green part first. Sometimes if you want to do the tiny bits first before you do like the blue, then you don't even have to be neat. Like, here I'm kind of trying to be a little bit neat, but look, if I went out of line, that doesn't matter. I mean, I could paint the whole thing with just, go over here with lime green and just paint real quick and get it all base coated in, because I know that it's going to be colored over with the blue. So if you want to be more cautious of, have it be neater, it's probably best if you do these big, things that it's not going to matter if you go out of lines, because you're going to go back in here with this. And then I'm also going to go in here and shade around that. So anything that's not clean and tight is going to have pencil work in there anyway. So that's not going to really matter. Hey, crafting with Dina. Welcome. Okay, so again, I'll do all the rest of this teal color off camera, because it'll probably be another hour or so to finish, maybe 2, I don't know. Okay, so now I want to do a little bit of stuff on the girl. I'm so scared to do acrylic paint. Well, don't be. Print it out on a piece of cardstock. If you're, make a copy on a piece of cardstock if you're afraid. Paints are only like you can get them for about $1.25, something like that. You can get them even cheaper. A lot of times they go on 30% off. And just some water. That's all you need. Just get a couple colors just to test it out. See if you like it. You may not. A lot of color tube girls probably don't want to use anything but pencil, and that's fine. But you're not going to be able to do things like this. Okay, so now I got to do a little thinking here. I want her to have black hair, and she's going to have red, black, and white outfit. But there's other details too. She's got some jewelry here, so I'm going to probably want to end up with gold on that. And I'm not saying don't ever use like a gold marker, a gold paint. Just be aware that you're not do it in the smaller areas. I mean, I did it kind of big on some areas here. And then I went over it with a shade. I believe I shaded with, I don't remember if it was, I think it was another color, a dark paint. So I think I shaded with the paint because I see it has a sheen to it. So if you want to use gold, realize that you're probably not going to get a lot of shading over the top of that unless you paint in the shading. I love that book. I have most all my fancy books all packed in boxes. Oh, well, you're moving, so yeah. Hi, Beverly. You have the afternoon off. I'm going home to try this out. Good, Beverly. Do it. Do it. And it's a little, I got it a little bright here. So there's probably the truer color there. But I do have my ring light on there. So to make it, and I'm really zoomed in, guys. Can you see how zoomed in? Look how big my hand is. I'm very zoomed in. We'll zoom completely out in a little bit. Okay. I don't know that I'll do her face in, sometimes I've done it in marker, like Copics, shaded Copic markers, but we can just put a base coat of a color on her and then shade her later. I'm going to let me put out a little bit of black wash. Oh, well, here's some black that I put out for my little test. Let me just water that down because I want to base coat her hair. She's going to have black hair. That's not enough water there. So I'm just going to base coat her hair, and then I'll do the shading with black and blue pencil. Blue is an awesome, light blue, like slate blue, is an awesome color to shade. Well, I should say highlight. It's an awesome color to highlight black, like black fur. If you're doing an animal, black hair to get the shine. But right now, I just want to base coat it in. Let's see here. Where else is her hair's right there. And there's all kinds of little things going on. There's all kinds of little medallions and fabric and flowers, some smoke stuff here. She's got some flowers, leaves, some kind of a collar, metal things. This all could be metal. This could have some metal. This could be some leather. There's some little leather strap-like things. So, there's a lot going on. You finally got the zoom. It's a different camera, Connie. I went to my 930. I don't know why my 920 wasn't zooming. I don't know if it was my camera or what, but let's see. Do I want any of that back there to be her hair? I think I do. So if you can't tell what something is, you don't know if it's their hair or what it is, just, go with it, and you can make it whatever you want it to be. Right? Okay. So now I think I'm going to work on the red. So I'm going to get another palette here. This one, I say it's a clean palette. I just mean that it's dry. Although let me I'll go ahead and peel this off. I've been saving these paint skins for Dr. Dot. I don't know what she's going to do with them, but I told her when I got a pile of them. So the acrylic paint, the paint, like this is the flat side you've been using, but when you turn it over, it's a shiny. It's very cool. So if you're if you do something with paint skins, and that's really cool. So I saved those for Dr. Dot. Okay, so now I'm going to just put out a little bit of red and a little bit of water and just make a nice little red wash. Again, it's just for the purpose of base coating. What would you do with ourselves? Oh, there'd be 1,000 other streamers. That's what you would do. There's tons of streamers. We all just go around, watching other people. Could use paint skins for hair. Yeah, I sent you some, didn't I, Suze? A while back. Hey, Tanya. Dan is Tanya. Heather and Linda, I'm in Queensland, but heading to Melbourne in Sunday. Not looking for it. Yeah, it's really cold apparently. Now let me ask you this while I'm painting base coating and the red parts. I think I'm going to get the pointy brush. Is when it's winter in Australia like it is now, is it like cold all over Australia, or does it is the East Coast, West Coast, is Queensland versus other provinces? I guess it's what's called provinces. Is all of Australia cold in the winter, or just like in the United States in the South, it's less cold for the most part than say the Northeast? You're going to paint skins for hair on Beyond Girls. Oh, you have to tweet some pictures of that, Suze, whenever you get that done. And I could do this with coat markers, just base coat it in. But I just thought since, I'm showing y'all how to do the paint, I'd just use paint. All right, it's one of the coldest places in Australia. Is that where you are, Heather? Yeah, yeah. It's just, and it doesn't have to be coffee, Liz. It's just that I drink a lot of coffee, so it's free palettes for me. But again, you can't really use these black plastic palettes for watercolor because it's translucent and you won't be able to see your colors. Queensland, no, Dee Dee, Queensland are lucky, not so cold. Oh, that's where you are, Heather? Okay. Western Australia was 20 degrees today, but 9 degrees tonight. Yeah, that's Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. To get my little conversion out. Geelong is cold. Am I saying that right? Geelong, or is it Geelong? Geelong? Western Australia's okay. Doesn't snow. Is it Geelong or Geelong? Geelong, Heather? Queensland is not as cold. We have the tropics up north. Northern Territory. The Northern Territory never gets cold, but Queensland doesn't get that cold. Okay, thanks, guys. Geelong. Okay. So again, if you don't feel comfortable using a brush in tiny places, use a marker. Use or your pencils. You don't have to base coat these tiny, tiny areas. I'm just wanting to. And let me tilt it. There's the color a little better right there. Got a little ring lights, a little bright there, but it's because I'm so zoomed in. Right now, I use the lid from your peanut butter. Is that peanut butter candy, Connie? Okay, so I think I want all this to be red too. And then there's some leather type thing that's going to be there. And you don't have to base coat every little bit. You can do, just since it's so tiny anyway, and you're probably not going to want to haze it, put a haze or anything like that on it. It's just going to be a little flat piece of whatever. Then, you don't have to base coat it with, okay, I think that is supposed to be some seaweed right there. In my mind, anyway, it's seaweed. You can just use pencil on the tiny, tiny, tiny bits. Okay. And I'm thinking that that's just her skin there. And then this is going to be red. Maybe a gold stripe in there. And maybe this is her pants, what little there is of them right there. Okay. Yeah, let me get a little bit of that green again to do right here. That's probably a bubble. Peanut butter pretzels. Okay. All right, hang on, guys. Let me close. The sun just started really coming in here. Just do a little bit of sunblock. I'm doing my Misfits page with acrylic and cutting out scrapbook paper to cover the sea creatures. Yay, Tanya. Yeah, that's what we do with the alligators. And was it Anamorphia or one of the Morpheas? We use scrapbook paper for the flat areas. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Yeah. Western Australia is 9 or 48 now. 9 or 48? 48 degrees? 48-degree Fahrenheit, and was 20 or 84 today. So it was 84 and now it's 48. That's a big degree. That's a big switch. I mean, that's a big difference from, but that happens here too sometimes, just not, every day. So we're still good here. All right, let me keep rolling on her. Everything I want red. And see, because it's translucent, I can see. Let's see, where does that go? That's another, I think that's another piece of seaweed behind there. No, maybe not. Let me look at it for a second. That might be the outside edge of her robe or whatever it is she's got around her here. I'm going to go with all this red. There's her hand. Can I kind of look at it for a minute? And we'll shade. Again, I'll finish all the teal later off camera. It's kind of tedious. All right, so now her little cowl thing here, I'm going to have that be red. This. And it'll probably have gold trim with a gold pen, gold gel pen, or gold paint, one or the other. Trying to stay under camera because I'm so zoomed. Let's see here. And we'll have the distinction will be when we shade. Okay, there's a basket there. This is part of her back. Then let's see, this looks like some of that robing. there. I'm just going to do some of this could be seaweed, but I'm thinking that some cloth is coming around her. So I'm going to do it that way. Although it could be the seaweed, but I'm going to do it red. Because it comes from here and seems to go around. So it's thicker than the seaweed. Okay. Dee, I need your laugh today. All right, coloring. We'll try. I get in the zone. I'm not paying attention to chat, which is usually what makes me laugh. The chat. All right. So this little band cloth, something here, looks like a rolled up fabric thing there. This looks like some red here. What else? Maybe this is some fabric back in here. I don't know if I want all that red to be fat. That'll all be fabric. Yeah, I guess I will. I have a lot of red up there. We'll shade that down later. A little bit more water. Get a little thick. It's so warm here, my plants are drinking water like desperate. Yeah, are you in UK? Or is that where it is? It's so dry or warm? Where are you? Where are you? Is it Mim? I missed it. It went off. Okay. I think I want these some parts of these little, I don't even know what they are, little design here. Some red in that. Some red right there. These will be a different color. That'll be a different color. Let's put a little bit of the red here. What else? Basket. All right, I think I'm going to get out a little bit of brown base. For anything basket, leather, anything that's going to be in the browns, I'll just get out a little sienna just to base coat it. Here, this is burnt sienna. All right, let's go right here. Oh, you're in Portugal. Oh. Do you ever get winter in Portugal? Hey, girl. Coloring sounds like you need to get yourself a color book. Penny girl, are you Jennifer? Let me see something. Different person. Painterly paint. I'm getting you confused with painterly paint. The little paintbrush you're using. I like these little bit. What little? This came in a set. It's a number 4. These are the Master's Touch at Hobby Lobby. They went on sale 50% off a week or 2 ago. So you get a pack. Normally $10. You can get them for 5, and probably 6 or 8 brushes in the pack. So, okay, paint. Okay, I can't. Some names are so similar. All right, so what I'm going to do here is like this basket. I'm just going to base coat this basket. And this kind of just helps you also to find all a little more water in that. Find all your areas. So that's going to be some kind of brown, something wood and basket. And then all these straps. Not all of them, but like this one here looks like a braid. I need a little bit more water. It's still too thick. This looks like a braid right there. Some kind of a leather braid. And then this looks like some leather braiding. I can tell the difference. I don't know if y'all can there. This right here, I'm going to have that. All this kind of, it'll either be brown leather or some kind of, or some gold to it. But this is some kind of a leather bracelet, I'm imagining. This right here. This one I think I'll have be gold. This will probably have brown. This will be gold. Maybe the background of this will be leather. Maybe right in there. And this is leaves, flowers. Okay, I think let me go back to the red. I want some red right in there. Maybe back there. All right. All right, let's see what else. Back to the leather. There's going to be some right in there. Maybe some of these little things hanging down in there. And then these little things right here on her, whatever she's wearing. Not much, but. And then this little thing on her garter thing. Okay. I think that's good for the base. Now I'm going to go back to the teal just for a minute. Well, there's no water in the teal, but I just want to get this area that's close to her in here, just so I can really distinguish between. Some of this. Well, we kind of got a little bright there, maybe with the sun. Let me see here. Let me turn down the brightness. Just turn it down just a little. There we go. Just a little. And I might do all the bubbles that are around. I don't know. I might do them in gold. I might do gold bubbles, but I won't get to that today because I'm not finishing the background today. So any questions or anything? I try to explain everything. I mean, I've been accused of over-explaining, but I'd rather over-explain than not explain enough. I do have a video. It's not in HD because, like I said, we just now started getting HD over here on YouTube. So all my other videos are not. But I do have a video of all the supplies I use, whether it's in mixed media or whatever. So I do have a video of that. Okay, I just the camera. Where did I see that? I just saw a place I missed. Was it? I gotta follow it in the camera right here. Looks like that needs to be teal. No, that's the basket. Okay. If you have any questions, guys, put them in caps if you were talking to me. All right. I think I got everything that I want, other than the teal background, all this and all that. I think I got everything pretty much base coated that I want to base coat. Did I want to do, I think I want her to have a darker skin. Do I want her to have what color skin do I want her to have? Maybe a little dark. Maybe I'll go with, I think, what thing I'm going to do? Let me get a bigger brush. I'm going to go with a sienna base skin. I'm going to do a kind of a dark skin. Always, oh, y'all want me to over explain? Yeah. I feel like, if I'm asking questions, I would rather have somebody over explain. All right, so that's the same color as the leather that I'm using. So I'm just going to go ahead and just base coat her all her skin. She's gonna have not real dark skin, but she's gonna be kind of darker skin girl. And then I'm gonna have black and white detail and black, white, and gold detail in her outfit. All right, so let's go ahead and I might got a too big a brush for this, but let's go ahead. Get her hand in here. Her other hand. I really don't need to be that careful around her hand because the background's going to be painted teal. So it doesn't matter if I go out of lines. Let's get enough water on my paint here. Her eyes are closed, so I'll just go over the whole thing. Her neck. Okay. All right. I'm liking this. I'm liking it so far. All right, so let's go ahead and start getting in here with some pencil. Again, I'm not quite sure on the flowers yet. I don't need to decide every little thing yet. I don't still have to. So let me show you some of my other, while we're close up here. Here's one of the girls. Here's kind of a lighter skin girl here. And again, this one was done with Copics and pencil. And it does go through. So there's this one. But if you see how I try to keep a few colors, if you don't, and I know sometimes in flower gardens and stuff, you might have to have 100 different kind of flowers. But like she's wearing these, and so I kept it to orange, blue, greens. And even though there's a couple, 2, 3 shades of orange, a couple shades of blue, it's still blue. So blue, orange, green, and gold. The green and gold I kind of did together. And that's really the only colors. So it's really 3 colors. I mean, there's some other little things like some maroon in there. But for the most part, if you look at the whole piece, you'll see 3 colors: orange, gold, green, and blue. Okay. And then on my stone angel here, she's only halfway done. She's only done up to here, so I still have to do all the wing. She's all just done in probably 2 shades of blue and with white. Okay, here's where you can see how I can do all that glow around her and all that feathery bit in the sky. It's because it's acrylic paint. The background is acrylic paint. That's how you can do this. Okay. And then this girl, she's kind of a golden, I kind of call her my golden goddess. So she's kind of gold colors. Not literally gold paint, but golden colors like yellows and sienna. And then her outfit is all done in like a plummy purple and green. And this will be basically those colors too. And then this girl here, she's very, very pale with a blue undertone in her skin with blue eyes, blue hair. And if you look real careful, you can see the blue under her skin. Now, I will say, I do not like the flowers on this. The red flower, the pink and red flowers. I like the blueberries and all. And I like the idea of this color. But I don't like the way, this is just me, I don't like the way the flowers are too flat. It almost could just, if I could put a wash of acrylic paint over it, knock it back. I don't know what it is. They look like plastic flowers. I think I got tired of doing all those flowers. So I don't care for the flowers, but I really like her. Thanks. So those are all out of Serene. Do I have any more? Oh, here's one more. Then here's my redhead girl. So she's my redhead with freckles. But again, look, there's very few colors. It's gray and maroon. So I did the maroon with metal, like metal, and then the fur. I did make the little fur lines with white Posca to make the fur stand out. But, she's done, and she's got Copic on her too. So she's got some Copic and some pencil. And I did add to her eyebrows. I made her eyebrows a little furrier. I added her mascara to be darker, longer lashes. And so I just like doing all different kinds of skin colors. Okay, so see how flat she is? She's very flat. There's no shading or anything. Let's do a little bit on the, we'll start with a little bit on the seaweed. Okay, so let me move my paints out of the way here so I have some pencil room. And I'm going to use, I always use my white Prismacolor. I always use white Prismacolor. It's just the best white that I've found, okay? But use what you want, I'm going to also be using polychromos today. So I have my polychromos in a case here. So you can see how zoomed in we are. Whoops, I don't want to bend my page. So I got all my polys here in a case. Okay. So I'm going to come over here, get it out of the way, and I want to I'll try to tell you all the colors. I got out my magnifying glass because the polys, some of them are hard to, now some of them aren't hard. Like here's the blue with gold writing. And I can see easily that it's bluish turquoise. Okay, I can read that pretty easy. But if I go over here to a lime green and it's gold on lime green, I cannot read that at all. I cannot read that. That color. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Irene. So I have to get out my magnifying glass to see what color this is. And even then, I've got to get it right under the light. It's light green. Okay, so this is called light green. So what I'm saying is when I switch between pencils, I can't tell you, because I'm not, unless I have them memorized, which I don't. Unless I have them memorized, I'm not going to be able to tell you what colors are every time I pick up a different one, right? So I'm going to go with the light green. I'm looking here. I'm going to want some kind of an olive green too. Let's see, which one do I want? Is that enough difference? Yeah. So this one is, and again, I'm trying to, green. What is that? May green. So I got May green and light green. Then I want one a little darker. Maybe do I want olive? I think it's olive green. So those are three greens I'm going to work with the seaweed. Okay. I want y'all to know what I'm using, but at the same time, when I go from this to this, I'm not going to tell you all the colors. So I'm going to start with I'm going to start over here. I'm just going to do a little bit of seaweed. I want to kind of work different areas, because once you see how I'm doing the seaweed, it's going to be the same way I do all the seaweed. Same thing for the teal background. As a base coat, it's all the same. So you don't really need to watch me do another hour's worth of background. Okay. All right. Hey, Pacola. Hey, Sammy. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Pacola posted April Sarah's list to the colorists. All right. So I'm going to start with the shading in any of the seaweed. And one of the nice things about most color books, and I'm going to try to pull my hand back from the tip because I'm not putting pressure. I do lots of layers, not pressure. One of the things about like a lot of color books, is that you have shading lines or some kind of line art shading where you can see a lot of where to shade, And again, if you shade it wrong, Nick is not going to email you. Right? So but because there's a base coat, it gives your pencil something to grab onto, and you're not having to put it's just like it eliminates some of the layers. It just eliminates some of having to put extra layers. But not everybody likes to base coat, whether it's with acrylic paint, watercolor, neocolor, marker. Some people just want to use just pencil. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. So can y'all see where can y'all see some pencil going down? I'm just I'm being light, I'm being gentle, but I'm moving right along. And again, I'm trying to kind of keep my hand out of the way. And this seaweed's just all swirly and going all different ways. So, you know, you can kind of shade one side as opposed to the other, but it's all swirling. So there's going to be shading all around. It's not going to necessarily just be on one side. So because it's all swirling different ways, and I'm imagining it all swirling different ways. Um, you don't necessarily, I mean, although it'd probably be darker down here on the, you know, on the underside, but because of all the swirling bits, there's going to be shadows in other areas where it's overlapping each other, where they're swirling. Thought is with supplies, it's choice. Yeah, it's what you like. You got to find the things you like. If you know you don't like painting, then you know, use a marker, or if you want a base coat, you know. Although markers can get not necessarily Copics, but like other kind of markers can be dark. So you want to kind of test, because even the let me grab one here. Even the super tips, you know, you're thinking, oh, I want a light coat of orange, or see how it's very, even though this is dark red, it's very you can, it's still thin. I mean, it's light, it's kind of light. I hope I'm telling that right. But like if I took a red, let me just find a little spot here. Um, See how dark that is? It's darker than I really want it to be. I mean, I put it in a place that's going to be dark anyway, but I don't necessarily want that dark of red everywhere, because I want to make this kind of shiny. And I mean, you can go over it with white and other, we'll go into other tips as we go along. But some markers can be too dark. Okay. So yeah, there's no direct sunlight underwater. Well, you could, you know, you could have there could be a orb, a glowing orb underwater in my world. There could be a glowing orb. There could be a sun in my water, underwater, or in your water. Uh, but I'm just saying, this is all swirling. So, you know, I'm not too worried about, oh my God, do I have the shadows all in the right place or anything like that? Now, sometimes you'll want to do that, like maybe on her face. You want to, might be more cautious. I got some little flake or something there on her skin. I don't know what that is. Got a little something, something. Um, you know, you might want shadows in certain places to be very defined or very certain. But I'm imagining this is all swirly. So, so I'm just going to put, and I'm not going to do all the seaweed because that'll get boring too. Well, and I say that, but you know, people go, well, it's not really boring. We like watching the whole thing. But I think once you see the basic techniques of the areas, you know, like I don't need to color all the background teal because you know where that's going. So I can do that off camera. Okay. Then I got to kind of stay in camera here. So yeah, we're having a family get together tomorrow. And just so I have to make the potato salad. That's everybody loves my potato salad. It's the one thing I can make. The one thing I know how to cook. So I make potato salad. And I want to keep a lot of it. I don't want to get it too shadowed anyway, because, or too dark green, because I want it to look lime. You know, I want the seaweed to have that lime color to it. So I'm just kind of following the color book lines. Just kind of, you know. So I'm going to make the potato salad. We'll all grill out and have a family pool gathering. So I've got to go to the grocery store and do some stuff. I will, you know, y'all know anytime I go out, I pass by that bookstore. Gotta stop in. Gotta stop in Books A Million, which is the one closest to me. So I'll have to go check the magazines, see what kind of magazines they have. I know the new Flow is out because I looked at the new Flow magazine at Barnes and Noble last weekend when we went up to Denise's for. She has a great Barnes and Noble up by her house, and that's usually where we meet up. We meet up there, and then we'll go out to eat or something. That's what we did last weekend for Hubster's for Father's Day and his birthday. We went to Red Robin, and there's a Barnes and Noble right there. So I went in and I looked at the new Flow magazine, and you know, Flow magazines are not cheap. But I looked at it, I thought, you know, I really don't need this. I have tons of this type of stuff from the Flow magazine, the cutouts, the punch outs, the paper, the stationery. I have so much that I haven't had time to use. And I thought, do I really need to buy a new Flow magazine when I haven't had time to use all my other Flow accoutrements and ephemera? You like tater salad? Yeah. Oh. Potato salad is very traditional for a Christmas dinner in Germany. Oh yeah, yeah. And hi Annette, by the way. We eat we eat this with it's Wiener Wurstchen. Is that like hot dogs? It's probably more like bratwurst, right? You're probably talking more like a brat than a hot dog, like we have over here. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, so I got enough base going on around her just so you can see where I'm going to start shading with the next color. I mean, I haven't done all of it, but I'm going to work on right here where you can see, where you can see. I saw your video with Schneer and Schnitt. Yeah, okay. Did I say it right? Schneer and Schnitt, the German paper cutting. And Julie Topaz did post. And I think she has to work today, on Fridays. She posted the Amish Sharon Schnitt that she has. She posted it on her IG. Okay, so now I'm going to go with the next, not the lightest yet, but the next up, which was, what did I say it was? Moss? Oh, May green. May green. So now I'm going to go on here with the May green. And I'm going to go over, I'm going to layer over the top of the darker green and also then pull it out. So in other words, so in other words, what I'm doing is I'm going from this, okay, I got this going on right now. I'm going to go to the next color. I'm going over that, but then pulling it a little further out. And then what I'll do with the light green, I'll go over all of that and pull it a little further even still. And if I need any highlights, I can do some white. And you can do that with Posca too. I like using the Posca for like those extra bright highlights because even though it's white, I don't know if you can see that, even though it's white, once it dries, let it dry, and then go knock it back with one of your light greens or light whatever color you're using. You can knock back the white Posca to the color you're using, but that brightness will still stay there, but it won't be white. It'll be green. Did that make sense? Okay, so let me get my 3 greens back here. I'm going to the medium one. Where am I? I'm over here. Got to keep the camera. All right, so now I'm going over the dark. And there's no pressure here, guys. I'm putting no pressure down. I mean, I'm just like skimming it. Like you can't, this is how lightly I'm doing it. Very, very light layers. And while you're adding another layer of color, it's also blending out any pencil lines. It's doing it at the same time. So let me just do this one section right here, okay? And I think I'm either going to have, I'm probably even going to have to go in here some darker green, like just a little bit darker because I like high contrast. So let's just go in here with this. Okay, I'm going to stop there now and just work on this little area here. Let's do this little branch here. Okay, now I'm going to go in here with the light green and go over that. Oh, I missed something. Somebody said something. Have you received Holbein? Oh, you got Holbein. Oh, wait. Scooby said, Holbein pencil owners. A coworker of her has received her Holbeins. They smell like a musty, damp basement. I've never heard of that before, Scooby. Never heard of anybody saying their Holbeins smelled. That's new on me. Has anybody else had that happen? Anybody else have some smelly Holbeins? I mean, I have smelly Crayola crayons, but they're meant to smell that way. I sniff them, but I've never had any. I've never heard anybody saying their Holbeins smelled. I don't want to sniff my polys. No, no, my polys don't smell. Oh yes, I love to sniff. Oh, Mr. Quaz. Not only do I sniff my crayons. Wait for it. Look, Mr. Quaz. I even have an emergency. I have a travel emergency crayon sniff box. Sister woman Jonna gave me. So that, you gotta just sometimes you gotta have a sniff. Yeah, if they smelled moldy, I think I'd be sending them back too. I just never heard of that. So let's just all take a moment. Let me get right up to my camera so you can hear. Here, take a sniff, Mr. Quaz. Take a sniff. Yeah. Yeah, that's, sometimes you just gotta have that travel Okay, where were we? Okay, I'm somewhere right in here, I think. Okay, so I'm trying to keep my, pencil back so that my hand's not in the way here. Okay, I think we went down here a little bit. I don't think I put my medium color down in this area. I don't think we went that far down here. I'll do a little bit of that Posca like I was talking about so you can see. Let me just get a little section done here. Okay, so got a little bit right in here done, just so we have something here to work with. Okay, so I'm going to need one darker, I think. Let me look over my colors. And I'm not used to, my polys are fairly new to me. So I'm not, I got my little scratch here to see what colors are what. That's pretty good. What color is that? This one is chrome oxide green. I'm liking that. Let me sharpen all my pencils again here. I got my little sharpener right here. Let me just sharpen while I'm reading chat. Yes, we are weird and quirky, and weird and quirky. But then like you're saying it about yourself too. We know. New leather car seats. Oh, that's one of your favorite smells. Yes, Norma. I like the smell of leather. I don't like new car smell. I mean, I love the leather smell, but new car smell, it doesn't really, that's not the same unless you have like really true leather seats, which that's probably what you're talking about. I love the smell of books and magazines, the printer ink, the ink. I mean, I'll be in the car and Hubster's driving back from the bookstore and I'll be sticking a magazine under his nose. Smell, sniff, sniff. I love the smell of magazines, leather, crayons, you know, rain. Yeah, rain on like when it goes on a dry sidewalk, the smell of the rain on the cement. Yeah. Yeah, your car. Are you able to get new blades for your sharpeners? Yeah, you can switch the blades out in this. I think I have some around. You ever have changed the blades in these? Although I think I have some around here somewhere. To get him, y'all get to see it before anybody else. Let me hear. Before he's texted it to the girls. Let me turn it sideways. Maybe that'll be better. Here, let's see. Hang on. So we all got him Academy gift cards. So me, the two girls, we got him a cat, and so he got himself a Yeti cooler. Let's see here.
There was even a military discount.
Oh, you got a discount too. Good.
$20, and they gave me a $25 gift card.
Oh wow, that worked out good. So you got a $25 gift card, 20% off discount, and you had all gift cards. So hey. So he got him a new Yeti for that's his birthday present. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome, honey. And you texted this to the girls? Okay. I was going to take a picture of you holding it, but you already sent it to them. Don't let the cats in. Not yet. I'll let them in a minute. So, yeah, that was his birthday, Father's Day. You got one with the bad blade and it just tears your pencils? Oh, well, then, yeah, if you got one with the bad blade, then for sure change the blade. They get stolen all the time from, in Florida. Yeah. He'll probably put a band attachment to his wrist. No, I'm just kidding. How big is it? I'm not sure how many gallons. Hang on, let me ask him. I don't know. How big is it? How many gallons or what size is it, bud? Okay, that should tell him then. Okay, it holds 14 cans. He said 14 cans. So whatever size that one is. Yeah, so that's what he got for his birthday. Everybody pitched in because they're not cheap. I mean, I think not including the discounts, and he got a gift card. There's some special going on this week, I think. Let me get my dark green and work while we're talking. There's a special going on this week. What you get a 25. I don't know if it's military or what it is. Hubster's retired military. A $25 gift card that you get along with it, and he got a 20% discount. But they're normally, I think, like $200. So that the size he's got anyway. I don't know about all of them. I didn't go with them, so I don't know what they had. But that's what he got. Okay, can y'all see? Yeah, you can. That's showing up really good. Thank you, Connie. Let me sharpen I need that real sharp because I want it tiny. So y'all can see where I'm getting in a real high contrast there, real dark. Not just in a few little areas, not just a little, maybe a little shadow under the bubbles. So because you've got that acrylic paint, you can just get, now they're all texting each other. Let me turn off yeah. They're all texting them, yay, yay. Really? Really, says Wiz? That's weird, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, Jen, I didn't see you come in. I mentioned you earlier as one of my favorite color tubers. Reading with Pugs, Jen, and there's, Sammy and Anne. So, and there's other ones I watch too. Those are just the ones that are like on my regular feed. I think pencils should smell like new babies because they're your babies, right? Good one, said Amy. Good one. Good one, Amy. So yeah, so you can see how that dark green is making, and I'm trying to keep it as little bit as I can. I don't want to encroach too far into the seaweed. And then you just go back and forth with your colors. Don't feel like just because you put one color down, well, okay, I put that color down, I can't go back and put some more. Yeah, you can. You go back and forth, blend and shade and blend and shade. He has a great. Okay, thanks, Tanya. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks anybody that stops in. Thanks for lurking if you're a lurker. Thanks for chatting if you're here. We're just hanging out. We can just be company for you. You don't have to chat if you don't want to. I mean, there's sometimes I'm lurking at channels too because I'm just too busy doing a project that I can't chat. And I don't want to be rude to people. Someone will say, "Well, Dee, what do you blah blah blah?" And then that means I have to put my paint down or whatever I'm working on. Baby wipe my hands before I can type. So sometimes I'm lurking too because I'm so busy working I can't really talk, and I don't want to be rude. You know. So, chat as you can. Work and listen. That's how I work. Yeah, me too, April. That's how I roll. That's how you roll. That's how we roll. Okay, so there we go. You're starting to see some of the detail. So anyway, after the pool party thing, family thing, I'm going to see if Cam wants to come over for a few days, and maybe I can get him to stream an art for you guys. I can't promise anything because he's not an early riser. My show's on early. You hate spiders. I think we had, you walked on a spider. So I would like him to come on and color or draw or whatever. Remember last time, well, I don't think it was last time, it was the time before, but he was working on a school project. He had to do something for art. This was probably got to be the beginning of last year. I don't know. I don't remember. They don't get to come over too much during the school year. But anyway, he had to do a project, and they had a lot to do in AP art. They overwhelm them. That's like, is this your only class? Is art your only class? But so he had a project due, so he was working on it. And he said, "Is this?" He asked me if my pen that I got these pens at Hobby Lobby. Can't remember what they were. Not Pacific Arc, but there was some kind of off-brand pen. And I've used them before, and I could have swore they were waterproof. I could have swore they were waterproof pens, but apparently they're like a micron pen, right? They're like a micron, and I thought that it was waterproof. Well, apparently it wasn't. So he goes to put some watercolor wash over the top of that pen, and it's smeared. So he got in a little bit of a panic, and so did I, because he worked on that. He worked on that project, for quite a while. And so I said, "Well, let's don't panic here. You can use my light box." I have my light box. I have one of those old light boxes about this thick. It's like big old, big old. Hubster would be going, "What's big old?" But anyway, one of those big, thick light boxes that are about, I don't know, huge, the size of my whole area here, right? I said, "Just retrace it and do it." Because I never used the light box. I hadn't used it. I think I got it in, oh gosh, probably the early 90s, maybe late 80s. And the bulb never went out. That bulb, I had the same fluorescent bulb in that light box that I had for 20, 30 years. Light bulb never went out. So anyway, I said, "Don't panic here. You can use my light box, retrace it." And I felt terrible. But anyway, I ended up that I gave him my light box. That project cost me that light box. I gave it to Cameron. Of course, you can get those thin, ultra thin ones that are, they're like $20 for an ultra thin one. Mine probably cost $200 back in the day. And so anyway, he ended up owning my light box because of that mistake, which I really never used it anyway anymore. Okay, Norma, you're spray painting some frames and sorting magazine pictures for a transfer project. Multitasking. Okay, yeah. I'm going to probably be here about another, maybe 30, 45 minutes. He was honored to get my light box. Yeah, and I also gave him my um, drafting table and drafting chair because I wasn't using it. Because when I'm streaming, I'm working on a flat surface. And although I can make my drafting table flat, I just have everything right here on my flat table. I hadn't used my drafting table probably in a couple, 2, 3 years. It was just like a table for catch all, right? And I had it as flat as it could go with just a slight tilt. And I wasn't using it. The chair was even in the other room. Um, so I gave him my drafting table and drafting chair. And he apparently took it home, set it up, and hugged it. Uh, so yeah, so he'll be able to use that. So you can kind of see where we're going here. So we've gone from this to just the wash to this with just a little bit of pencil to probably somewhere around down here with a little more pencil. And now we're to this stage right here. And I'm not going to do all the seaweed. I'm going to work on her robe or whatever, her clothes in a minute. Maybe a little on her face. We'll see. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's always loved art. Boo liked to craft. She liked beading, painting frames. She liked crafting more than drawing or painting or anything like that. But Boo's all into her sports. She took a season, I guess. I don't. It wasn't even a year. She took 6 months, 9 months off of doing competition cheer so that she could cheer for her high school this past year. And it was no challenge to her at all. High school cheer, there's no tricks, there's no stunts, there's no gymnastics. There's nothing like that, like there is in competition cheer. And she's good. So she just totally missed doing competition cheer. So she's back in the gym, back in training again, back in competition cheer. She just did not care for high school cheer at all. Even though she was a freshman and got varsity as a freshman, she was really good. but it's not a challenge. It wasn't a challenge to her. So she's back in competition cheer again. Yeah. So there we got some contrast going. Now I'm going to go in here with my white and I really want to let's not do the white yet. I'm going to go back to the light green. So now I'm going to go back in here and do a little bit more blending, more layering, because polys are less blend, more layer. And I don't know if that makes sense. If you use both pencils, you'll know what I'm talking about. Polys, you layer. Prismas, which are wax, are more blend. So and that's one thing I have a little bit hard time getting used to with the polys is you're layering with polys as opposed to really blending. But I'm trying to get used to polys more. But I want to show you what I mean with using the Posca here in a minute. But it has to be like the last step. So let me get a little bit more of this light green on. Just so I have enough done here where I can put the Posca on to show you what I'm talking about. So anyway, Cam has always loved to, I mean, since he could pick up a pencil, he's liked to draw. And, I've shown him everything I know how to do. I gave him all my oils because I just don't have time for that. And he really doesn't either have time to do oils. He loves Copics, so he uses his Copics all the time. I know I've shown you a couple of it. I don't have a lot of his recent stuff. He gave me some of his old sketchbooks, like that were like maybe when he was 10 or 12. But he's real particular about his y'all seen how he does with his sketchbooks. It's like, well, let me see if I can show you something. So he's like this, okay, you can look at this one. No, can't look at that. He's just real. He's real, and that's fine. It's his work. He can show what he wants. But he did let me have a couple here. I don't know if it'll flash out if I show it. Let me find my pictures here. I'll try to show you a couple pictures he's done on my phone. Let's see. I showed this one last week, and I don't know who it is or what, but like this one, there's one of his works in progress. And then let's see. Where's that one? And here, in case y'all don't know who I'm talking about, this is Cameron. There's Cameron. Phone's doing good with this camera light. Yay. And then here's Boo. This is my little cheerleader. Let's see. Hang on, I'm going to try to find that picture of, he did like a self-portrait. They had to do something with tape. Tape their face. I don't know how far back that was, though. Hang on, guys. Give me just a minute. I'm scrolling through my pictures. Maybe let me scroll way back, and then it's probably farther back, and then I'll scroll forward. That might be easier. Oh, here's when we went to the Andy Warhol exhibit. That was fun. Hang on, guys. Just give me a minute. I'm scrolling. Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, he has blonde hair. This is what he looked like when we went to the. Here's when we went to the Andy Warhol. That's 1 week. Let's see. I'm trying to find his artwork though. Hang on, guys. Oh, here's the piece. Okay, here is his color book page. Here's his Serene. This is what he did with Serene. Oh, okay. That's as good as good as it's gonna get there. This is the color book page he did once when he was here. And he does have this framed. He did frame this and put it in his house. That's his Serene picture right there. And it is that bright and colorful. Let's see, let's zoom in on the face. There's the face. Yeah. So that's the color book page he did. Hang on, let me find some of his drawings though. Just be patient. Don't want to wait. Just fast forward. Yeah, here's this is when he's at my studio. Here he had the green hair. There's a greeny blue hair. Every picture's a different color, I'm telling you. Hang on, I see some things that look like it's getting close. I have like 3,000 pictures on my phone. I think 2,500, I forget. So I have a lot of pictures on my phone. So I have to scroll through a lot. And yes, Jean, they're clouded now. I want to find that self-portrait with the tape on his face. Oh, there's a good picture of me. I don't know. I don't like many pictures of myself. I like that one. I know that's really dumb, right? But anyway, hang on. I'm scrolling through my pictures. Just scrolling. Yeah, that Andy Warhol. I took a whole lot of that thing. Let's see. Hang on. It'll be worth it when I find it, guys. It will be worth it when I find that picture. Fast forward. Yes. Yeah, don't email me. Just fast forward. Fast forward. There's a bunch of boo and cheer. Some kimono pictures that I want to use for reference. Hang on, guys. I mean, I'm looking through a lot of, here we go. I found it. They had to tape their face. So there's a self-portrait. His lip is taped, his eye is taped, his eyebrows taped. They had to, and his glasses are all askew. So that is, this is one of his pieces for school. Bye, Bonnie. Thanks for stopping in. Sorry, I got to brag on the kids every now and then. It's my show. Isn't that hilarious? I love that picture. I think I think it's in watercolor and marker. I know, right? Isn't it cool? Packer die. So yeah. So anyway, there's a couple other ones. Here's one. This one he has framed. This one's in a frame, so I'll show it to you in a frame. Here's his fortune teller. That's it. And the black all around here is a frame, but it's very, it's kind of dark, so it's hard to see. I'll zoom in a little. So there's his fortune teller. There's a lot of detail back there, books and all kinds of things, art on the wall. This actually right here that he drew right there, that painting is a painting I gave him that I painted in oil. It's a magnolia flower, and he painted my painting. So there's his fortune teller, and it's all nice and framed. So I love the way he did the blue glow. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Okay, let's see. What else can I brag on him about? I'd have to find Boo as a flyer to brag on her. Flying up in the air because she's a flyer. All right, let's see if I can find maybe one more thing. Because it's all scattered around. I think this was last year when Boo, and of course I wear full makeup. This is when there's Boo and one of her friends. That's when they were at competition. I think that was at Summit. I thought of some more. He has some other things in progress. Like here's a drawing he's got in progress right there. I don't know who it's of. I was just glad to get a photo. He's real picky about his art. You know, it's like very personal to him and he takes it very, very seriously. And I know it's, when your kids or grandkids love their art, here is when they were at the Getty. I think this was at the Getty, yeah. There's Cam and my other grandson out at the Getty drawing. Was it LACMA or was it no, it was at the Getty. Um, and I reposted this, and the Getty reposted it too. That's when they were out there drawing. Um, you don't love? Yes, I love my grandchildren. They just all do different things. My grandson out in LA, he's in wrestling now. That picture was from last year, so he's a little smaller. He's bigger now. And then, of course, all my fishing pictures. We all go fishing. I have pictures of them fishing. Here's when I caught a fish about two. That's me about 2 weeks ago. Caught me a big old catfish. You like the grand shares? Thanks, Packard Eye. I don't know. People don't like it. They can fast forward. Uh, uh, for that, that's okay. Logan does. Um, he is artistic, and I've seen some of the stuff he's done, but he's not doing any of it now because he's into wrestling and baseball. He's into sports. He's into wrestling and baseball. I mean, he does good. Apparently he's really, really good at both. Um, so he does like, and especially likes to draw with his big cousin Cameron. When they get together. No, no, Suze, we didn't. Okay, so now what I want to do, and I tweeted out pictures of both Cam and Boo when they caught their fish. I did tweet those out. That was 2 weeks ago. We went fishing and they both caught fish. So, okay, so now what I want to show, that's just a little break. That was a little coffee break. So now what I want to show you is you can take your white Posca and do the bright, bright highlights with the white Posca. But it doesn't have to stay white. Now I kind of feather it out. I kind of touch it and kind of smear it out so it's not just necessarily a line. And I am getting it into the blue, which I can paint over it, but you got to kind of be a little careful on that. But you can get your nice bright, bright highlights with a Posca in white, but you don't have to leave it white. Hang on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. And that's true with any place, not just on seaweed, but anything you do. You can put the white Posca on there. Let me get a little area here. And you got to let it dry. It has to be 100% dry before you do the next thing here. And you want to do this at the very end. I still have a little bit more coloring to do, but I wanted to show y'all this part. Okay. So you get that white Posca on there. Got to let it dry. I'll just hit it with the heat gun to make it go quicker. And then take your light color, your lightest color. Here, let me sharpen. Hey, TNR, you didn't know about us? Yeah, well, we just started. I've been streaming on Ustream and then uploading my videos to YouTube for a lot of years. I mean, Ustreaming for over 7 years, almost 8, and then uploading to YouTube for about 5 years. I've only been putting my videos up on YouTube for about 5 years, maybe a little less. Live YouTube last week. So this is only like my fourth or because I did a 2-parter one day. So like fourth or fifth video, fourth or fifth live YouTube video. So a lot of new people, that didn't know me from Ustream, even though I put all my videos up on YouTube from Ustream. They weren't in the live chat. And now you can be in the live chat. Hey, Sassy Pants. I just saw you. Hey, Julie Topaz. I wasn't sure if you were going to be here today. I thought you had to work today. I told the girls. Thanks for being here. Anybody else? We've been here about 2.5 hours. Stay for about 30 more minutes or so. It's an impromptu. I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Sometimes I try to come on about 8:30, between 8:30 and 9, just to do some chat. Although I used to not record the pre-chat. We would just all sit and, what's going on, what you doing this week, whatever. And then I would hit record. But on YouTube Live, you can't do that. When you hit live here, you're automatically, that's how you can see everybody. So you all have to hear the chat, even if you don't want to. You can just fast forward. Yeah, I thought you were at work, Julie, on Friday. Okay, so now every place that I put that white, I'm going to go back over with the lime green, and I'm just going to go right on top of it gently, because I can actually see where I can actually scrape some of it off if I'm not careful. And just go over the top of the white, and it turns it light green. Now, you can always use a light green Posca, but this is just a way to get those bright white highlights, but it not be white. Do you know what I mean, Vern? So I'm just going over the top of the white Posca, and it keeps the vibrancy of the white, but it's not pure white. It's the light green. Can y'all see that? Now, right in here, I need to paint that out. I got a little, hang on, let me go back to my paint. Where's my brush? Where's my brush here? Paint's kind of crusting over. Right in here, I went a little over. So I want to, and I will be putting some pencil on top of this too, but I'm not ready to do that yet. I don't want to put the pencil on all the background yet till I finish everything else. So I just see a couple places where I kind of went out of lines. Heaven forbid. Okay, so clean the brush. And we're very zoomed in, guys, very zoomed in. Always wanted to ask you, who is Vern? Oh, go look up, go Google, what's a movie? It just slipped my mind because I haven't said it for a while. Gosh, somebody's going to say it before I look it up. Ernest, go look up. Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of Ernest. Go look up Ernest Goes to Camp. Go look up Ernest and put in, just Google Ernest. Couldn't think of his name. Thanks, Sealy. I was called. Return the pencils. Your friend returned the pencils? and says thank you. Yeah, I never heard of a whole bee smelling. That was weird, Scoobs. That was weird. I hope she'll get another. I hope she'll reorder them because they're great. But I don't know about smelling them. I mean that they smell. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Sis Wiz. Sis puts the full name in there. I couldn't think of Ernest. Okay. So now I want to do, let's go in here with the red. So I'm going to go in here and I'm using polys here, guys. So let's see. Let me get a dark, almost a maroon color. What is this one? This is violet. It might work. We'll see. We'll go violet, a dark red, and that may be, well, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, and what's this one? Dark carmine. So I want to go with these three. You know, with these little areas like this, you don't need more than three or four. I don't use more than three or four colors to shade and blend. Know what I mean, Vern? All right, so I'm going to go with the dark, the violet. I think what I say was violet. Violet. It's number 9201265, and I can see that really dark because it's on the dark pencil. When they're on light pencils like this, that baby's hard to read. Right there, that's hard to read. Okay, so now I'm going to get in here and start finding all my darkest darks here. And although I might end up with a little bit of something even darker, like I did with the green. But for right now, I want to start shading the darkest red. Well, it's violet, but it's going to read. It's going to read red. So let's get in here. He also was the voice for the Slinky Dog on Toy Story. Yeah, see, I don't remember. I mean, I've seen Toy Story, but it's been years. I don't remember. Um, Let me sharpen. I need a nice sharp point. I don't remember who all was in Toy Story. I mean, I remember the characters, Woody and. Bye, Mr. Quaz. Thanks for stopping in. Go sniff some crayons, Mr. Quaz. Go sniff some crayons. I'm telling you, you need to have a travel emergency sniff box till you get back over here. Oh my goodness, too funny. The guy from the bar show, Norm's friend. Oh, Norm's friend. What was his name? Oh, that's you're talking about the voices now. Oh, okay. Yeah. Cliff. Cliff Clavin. Well, that's not his real name. That's a name his name was in that was his name in the show. Cliff Clavin in Cheers. I don't remember his real name. His, you know. I try to watch the show. Oh, thanks, Angela. He was yeah, Cliff Clavin. Oh, he was the potato head. In Toy Story. Okay. Yeah. See, I don't remember who the actors' voices were. But speaking of, we have, I saw a casting call for Walking Dead Zombies. I follow a couple of places on Facebook because they film The Walking Dead like 20 minutes from my house. Well, in the South Georgia area. They have other places too, but that's um, Sonoa is close to where I live, and they film all around there, and they have a certain highway that they block off when they're filming. That's like 5 miles from my house. So they block off this certain area to film because it's a big open highway area. And so anyway, I follow those casting calls. Although I gotta say, I'm gonna be the first to admit, when they killed Glenn, I stopped watching The Walking Dead. I know, I know. Don't email me, but I did. That did it for me. So anyway, but they had told her, I said, you need to go down there and do some zombie work. Trying to shove him down there. And but I some of the specifications were, and I don't know why they said this because I'm sure they have wigs, but they said they wanted somebody with guys. They wanted guys with shoulder length black hair, and it's like, don't you have a wig? Don't you have a black wig you can throw on a zombie? He'd love to come and see you do a coloring session with crayons. Um, I have a couple, I have at least one, if not two videos up where I use color crayons, just color crayons to color. I have a couple, but they're the older ones now, guys. Remember, we just got HD here, you know, uh, on YouTube when I came over to YouTube. So those videos that we have to redo all 900 of them, they're not in HD. Yeah, me either. I don't know. So anyway, but they film right down, and Norman Reedus, he has a restaurant in Sonoa, and we've gone down. I did a little video. I didn't put it on YouTube. I don't think I just put it on Twitter or something. When we went down to Sonoa and did a little filming, went to the coffee shop. We didn't go to his restaurant, wasn't opened at the time. There goes Hubster at the garage door. But they film close to us. So they're always blocking off streets and stuff. But there's a lot of filming in Atlanta area. It's not just down here, south. There's a lot. No, these are polychromos. They're not water based. They're not watercolor pencils. No. The base though that you see here, if you just came in, this is all acrylic washes. That's all acrylic where I haven't put any pencil yet. See, there's no pencil there. No pencil on these here. That's just an craft paint, acrylic craft paint washes as a base coat. And now I'm going over it with polychromos. No, am I dipping? No, there's no water. These are not watercolor. No, no water on the pencils. But anyway, like I was saying, they wanted zombies, extras for zombies, and they wanted guys with shoulder length hair, black hair. And I'm thinking, throw a wig on somebody. Thanks, Melody Reed. You know what I mean? All right, got to sharpen again to some tiny spots. Right in here in her fingers. Hey, Blondie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Just kind of almost wrapping it up for the day. We've been here almost 3 hours. Oh yeah, speaking of being here for a long time, I started saying earlier that we did a show on a Saturday once for about 8 hours where I base coated all my, was it Imagimorphia or Anamorphia? Anyway, I went through one of the morphias and base coated the whole book, almost every page. The backgrounds, washes over the animals, and did base coating over everything. And I just spent like a whole Saturday just doing the base coating. So every now and then I'll do a long streamathon. And speaking of streamathons, again, we will be doing, I think Jean's still here. We will be doing a streamathon on New Year's Eve. We've done it for how many years, Jean? How many years have we done streamathons? New Year's Eve through like 20 out, 22 hours. 20, how many is it? 22 hours worth of streaming. We all take turns streaming and we go from streamer to streamer. You know, what y'all seen those on YouTube too, where you go from show to show. 5 years, 1 year where we didn't, what wasn't there. So, yeah, so it was like 5 years, but 1 year some year was missing. Yeah, so we do that every year. And go around the world. So we have UK, we have Australia, we have, I think we had, do we have New Zealand? We have Canada, of course. Um, so anyway, and we go around the world streaming New Year and saying Happy New Year to everybody in that country. So it just travels around the world. Okay, Melody, thank you. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much. Oh, don't just don't ever give up. Keep doing it. Y'all got to remember, I've been using color pencils for decades. Color books are not my first rodeo. So anyway, yeah. So speaking of a streamathon, we're New Year's Eve. We usually start what time, Jean? Am I usually the first one? Jean sets the schedule, and sometimes she puts me at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, I forget. And then we go around the world. So I don't even know what day New Year's falls on this year. But you know, I don't go anywhere. I don't go out. I don't go out and do New Year's parties. We all sit here and stream. We just sit here and stream. So yeah, as soon as I get done here, I gotta go to the grocery store and get my stuff for the weekend family get together. And I will stop by the bookstore. Maybe I'll have something to show on Monday. I usually tweet out pictures. If I get a new book at either Barnes and Noble or Books a Million, I usually tweet pictures. I can't wait to show y'all. No, I can't wait to. I can't hold off on showing books. That just usually doesn't happen. uh, uh, yeah. Or join us for part of it if you have a life. Gee. But that's our fun. I mean, some people want to go out and party and drink. We want to stream. What can we say, right, Jean? What can you say? Yeah, and now we're on YouTube. More people will probably watch and join in. It's fun, guys. We have, and most of the time, we don't. You don't have to. None of the streamers have to do giveaways, but we usually do some kind of giveaway or something like that. And we want to make it fun. We all of us have fun at the holidays. I mean, when fall, when I guess maybe it's when the kids go back to school, generally speaking, we start with celebrating school supplies. we start celebrating with school supplies. We go into Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year. Couple that do Hanukkah. I try to do a Hanukkah picture for my Jewish friends. Um, we go, we do, we start as soon as school starts and go, go right on into February. Did you do the books you would take to? No, I didn't do that. Coloring down under. And speaking of coloring down under, I need to go back and try. I don't think if I'm not following you, I need to go follow. I haven't. I go back. I try to go back through my chat a little bit and find people that I don't know yet. But no, and I forget who the girl is that's doing the what's the 10 books you would take with you tag. Um, what's her name? And I'll do it right now. What 10 books would I take? Because I'm not going to do a separate video for it. But everybody's doing that. What 10 books? Anne's done it. Sammy, did you do the 10 books? I think Sammy did it. I think Shalene did. Who else has done the what 10 color books would you take with you if you had to go to a desert island? Of course, I would be taking other things besides color books too. Zoe Archer. Yeah. So y'all go look up Zoe Archer. I didn't even know about her till like just the other day or the last stream when y'all mentioned her. So see, you find all kinds of people. You think you've been on YouTube forever. You think you know all the colorists and I'm telling you people, there's people out there you haven't found yet. Zoe Archer's the one that's doing the what 10 books would you take? I'll have to think for just a minute. Or I'll look on my shelf because I'm about wrapping this up. I want to do one more thing. I want to take my white. And again, this may be a little more white than like the what I left in the seaweed because I do want this to be shiny. I want this to look like it's shiny. So I'll end up making shine. But all right, see how I'm putting this white over the top of this red? You could not do this if this was pencil. I'm telling you, it's because it's acrylic paint here that I'm able to put this white highlights here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my highlight. There's like little leather strap things here. That's a little woven leather. Some of this is going to be gold in here. This is going to be gold. Some of these little jewel things, that's going to be a leather collary thing. Oh, I got to do a little on her hair. I didn't have 10 coloring books. I would take the Look and your Gram. Your Ingram water. Oh, your Ingram watercolors. I don't say Ingram color book. I don't know that one. Ingram watercolors. Yeah, Jean. Yeah, Jean, you would for sure. Jean's been really rocking the watercolor. She's getting back into it after a little bit of a break from some things with her family, and she was sick there for about a good month. All right, see how I'm putting those white, bright highlights there? And I'm just going to kind of pick out wherever I'm going to have the highlights. And the reason I can do that, whether I leave them that bright or not, the reason I can do this is because it's on acrylic paint. Okay, because I base coated it with acrylic paint. Let me sharpen. Now, I will say this too. I am using a white Prismacolor. The white Prisma is just better than any white, in my opinion. The white Prismacolor cannot be beat for a white pencil. Grace Coloring said, coloring down under so you don't rush. Yeah, oh yeah, you don't rush, guys. I go a little faster here on the show because it is a show and I'm trying to squeeze in as much, information as I can. And I always say my show is really not a color along, although I have done a few shows where like the Bennett Klein Oh Dear, that was 14 parts. But most of my coloring is just showing you, I try to show you all the techniques I use and, all that. It's not really don't follow me along kind of thing. And I still have to do this and all of that up there with the dark red, but I just want to show you a few other things here. So let's get the highlights in here. Okay, so you can see where it's starting to get the highlights. And I'll go back and blend it and knock it back a little bit. but I want you to see how, because of the white pencil, I can do all this. I mean, because of the acrylic paint, I can do this with the white pencil. You're on a different glass one? Yeah, I was going to watch the rest of your show last night, Gene. I fell asleep. I was just beat. I don't know why. I've done a lot this week, and I got a lot to do this weekend. So anyway, okay. So there you can see, and I won't work on this off camera except to I'll finish all the teal. I'll paint in all the teal background. I'll do that off camera because that's going to probably take about an hour. And you all don't need to watch me do more teal background. So other than the teal background, I'll refrain from doing any more coloring of her till next week. I don't know if we'll work on her Monday or Wednesday, but one of them. Don't bother to even. Oh, no. You know what, though? Here's the thing, Jean, and we've talked about this before. Even if we do something we don't like, if it doesn't turn out, and here, granted, Jean she's teaching herself watercolor. A few years ago, Jean could not stand the touch of paint on her hands. And Jean has 10% vision and has a lot of, health things going on. And here she is teaching herself watercolor. Not only teaching herself watercolor, but she's teaching herself how to master transparent glass and reflections. That's kind of like her thing. And so, and every now and then, so Jean might, not, and it may not turn out like she envisioned. But here's the thing, even if it doesn't turn out, if you're watching somebody, especially in live shows like we all do, and it doesn't turn out, then learn what not to do. That's what you can take away from a show that doesn't turn out. Don't ever be afraid to try something. If I say this all the time, we're doing this stuff live. And if something happens, it doesn't turn out, oh, well, it's like, oh, well, does that really matter? You might learn what not to do. You may learn what not to do. So, well, Jean, you just haven't really done. Jean's trying to do she's trying to do I think it was 11 by 14. And it's just that you haven't done enough big pieces yet, Jean, to really master it. So don't say you can't do large pieces, Jean. It's just you haven't mastered it yet. You just haven't mastered it yet. Jean is amazing. She's the musical scrapper. And yeah, she's learning watercolor or teaching herself watercolor. She started doing art journaling. I'm just going to start talking about Jean for a minute. She started doing art journaling and doing art journal pages based on lyrics of songs. And she's got 2 or 3 different journals, and she's done flips of them. But when she first started painting, guys, she had I don't want to call it a phobia, but an anxiety of having paint on her. She couldn't touch paint. And she has come a long, long way, guys. So, yeah, you can't do large pieces yet. There you go, Jean. Yes, I do, Angela. I will show you a couple of book techniques that I've talked about here on this show. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to stop coloring. So I'm going to go ahead and back out so you can see the big picture now. So you can see how this piece, the size of this really is, right? So I think that's pretty backed out far enough there. So this is what we've done so far. And I'm working out a Serene. I'll show you those technique books just a minute. So working out a Serene. And here's some of the other ones that I've done. I'll show those real briefly again. These are ones I've done out of Serene. This one. Oop, I got to click in my chat there. This one's still in progress. This one's still in progress. I'm done with her up to here. And I still have to do all of the shading up to here. This is an acrylic wash. I'm pretty sure it's acrylic. Yeah, because it's that slate blue. This is just I acrylic wash the whole angel and then going back and shading. And I say we when we do the show live and you guys are here, it's like we. You're here with me. We did this. We did this together. Gee, okay. OCD tendencies, need clean hands, don't mind glue, but you didn't like paint. Yeah, but you've come so far over the years, Jean. Just saying. So anyway, this one was done with Copics, a lot of it Copics, not solid Copics, but you can see Copics will go through. But this one was done, and where's the one we're working on now? See those technique books. I got to look on my shelf here, guys. So give me a second. I got to dig here. Let me find where they are. I'm looking because I got shelves of color book books. And then I got to tell you the top 10. That, and I got to say, guys, when I pick top 10, I may say later, oh, no, I really like this other one better, but Okay, I am looking, guys. Where are my 2 technique books? Here's one. Okay, I found one. Hang on. Let me see if I can find the other. Where's the other technique? I got 2 different ones. I found one. Here we go. Okay, I found them. So if you want some technique books, and I also have another one by Jennifer Zimmerman, another book by her that she sent me. But I bought this one, The Secrets of Coloring. So these are 2 books. If you want to learn some shading, I'll flip through them real quick. I'll take a minute to flip through. If you want to learn some shading, some jewels, some highlights, some techniques, these 2 people, and they I think she has another color book, but I think there's another one. Anyway, just go on Amazon and look. But I'll show you these 2. I have 3 of her books and reference them a lot. Okay, see, Ann. See, I'm not Ann Young. I'm not I didn't look for the others. I have another one by Jennifer, and I'm not sure if I have another one by Helen. But anyway, I'm going to show you all these 2 and get you started. But here's where we did a cat eye. So I followed her tutorial here to show you how to follow the tutorial. And we did this. I just have it washi taped in there. So this is the cat eye that we did, following step by step. And I tried to follow her steps so that you guys could see how to follow a tutorial, how to follow a step by step. Thanks, Norma. Yeah, I do have a lot of books and a lot of recommendations. And color workshop from Rachel Reinhardt. I don't think I have that one, Jilly, but I'll write it down. Let me see. Let's see here. Where'd it go? What was it? Color workshop. Rachel Reinhardt. Reinhardt or Reinhardt, but anyway, I'll find it. Okay. So anyway, we started with, and I just drew my own little eye because I wanted it bigger than just, I didn't want to just trace her shape of her eye and do it. I wanted it bigger so everybody could see. So I just drew it and did everything a little bit bigger, but I tried to follow it step by step, and we did everything except I did not do the fur. We just did the iris. So that's what we did there. So I'm just going to do a little flip through some of the things that there's different kind of papers and, the tools, the templates, and she does use pan pastel and chalk. I do not use pan pastel or chalk. I'm kind of like Jean. It doesn't really freak me out to use chalk. I just don't like the dry feeling on my hand. So I don't. I mean, I've used chalk. I've had to doing life drawings and stuff like that, but I don't enjoy using chalk and or pan pastel. So I don't have any of that. But you don't have to have everything to do everything that they show you. Would Barnes and Noble have the books? Oh, I have no idea if Barnes and Noble in Minnesota. You have to just call them and ask them. But they're on Amazon. They're on Amazon. All these books are on Amazon. Color wheels, how to do shine, like on ruby slippers. I'm just doing a quick flip. And here's where she does like the pan pastel. She uses it on faces, pan pastels and chalk and stuff. Like I said, so I've seen some of the color tuber girls do amazing backgrounds with chalk. I just don't enjoy chalk. And just like, you or they may not like acrylic paint. You got to find what you like. You got to enjoy the process. Jean says, I'll tell you something. I was very happy when Jean's a retired music teacher, when her school switched out chalkboards for whiteboards. Yeah. So you could use but the squeak, doesn't the squeak of the marker on the whiteboard? What I don't like about the whiteboard is those markers are very smelly. They're smelly markers, and they tell the kids to buy those little mini whiteboards and those white erasable markers. Those things are smelly, So anyway, there's the one we did. Let's see. So there's beetles and bugs, and we did something out. I know what it was in her color book. And it's on the shelf. Jennifer Zimmerman's color book, we use some of these techniques in her color book. But if I come across it while I'm looking for my top 10, and I can't say the only top 10, but I'll just pick 10 that I really would like. Because I mean, really, guys, I got so many color books, I couldn't really, for sure, pick top 10 like on the spur of the moment. If you get squeaked, you're pressing too hard. They have non-smelly ones now? Oh, okay. So I didn't know that, Jean. Because I don't use a whiteboard and the kids are past that, So we did one of these. I think it was a cabochon. It wasn't this. Was it this cap? We did some cabochons. We use some of these techniques just to show how to use these techniques in a color book. Because the thing is, guys, you can learn how to say, draw this egg this way, or you can learn how to draw this eye this way, but that's not going to help you if you don't try to use it, not just copy it. So when we colored in her book that time, we use some of these techniques on a page, not just copying the techniques, but we actually use them in a separate, was it Bella Futura? Okay, thanks. No, it wasn't Bella. No, wait, no. What's the name of her book? Hang on, guys. Yeah, Bella Futura, you're right. Oh, well, of course you're right. You were not telling me, you're not steering me wrong. You're not steering me wrong, Irene. But yeah, Bella Futura. So we did we did 2 pages in this one, or was it just the one? Okay. So this was the Bella Futura page, which has Stickles glitter in it. But we used the pink rose gold metal technique out of her book. We used the cabochon. Yeah, here, this is the one we did. This cabochon, we did that here and here. And so we use, and there's the rose gold again, all the metal we did in rose gold. Thank you. Thank you. And so this was the book that we did the techniques, and you can see we put stickles all in there. So yeah, so that's her book, her color book. This is her technique book. So thank you. And then she has patterns back here. And I say this too. She puts in she puts in this sample of working on tone tan paper, but this is not real tone tan paper, guys. It's just paper that's color, but it's not real tone tan paper. You are not going to be able to, like I do all my portraits on tone tan paper, the Strathmore tone tan paper. It's not the same as this. It looks like that color, but this is just shine, it's just regular old paper that's like that color. So it's not the same. I'm just going to say. It will help you get how to use a base color as your mid-tone, but it's not the same paper. So here's some sample things that she gives you to practice on. Oh, and then there's also color charts in the back where you can do some swatching and tell what pencils and what you're using on that page. So like if you were using Prismas, if you were using you use Crayola markers on all my pictures and did 833 pictures in 3 years. Oh my gosh, Angela. Are you on IG or where do you post your pictures? Or do you post your pictures? You better, with 800 and something of them, you better post your pictures somewhere. Okay, so that is Jennifer Zimmerman. That's her tutorial book. This is her color book. And she has another color book too. But I think this is the only one I have. I think. I lose track of what books I have. Jilly says, I do charts now and love it. Yeah, it's really a smart thing to do, especially if you're coloring in more than one book. If you're coloring in multiple books, I forget all the time what pencils I was using. I try to keep them out or keep them together or bundle like rubber band, the ones I'm using, like all these that I'm using right now in the polychromos. Like these right here that I'm using. Well, not my white, but the other ones. I'll put a rubber band around these and I'll keep them out of my case. I'll keep them out of the case until I finish. But then sometimes some of my pieces I've moved on to completely not even doing them, those pages, like my Stone Angel. I know it's slate blue and indigo blue, Prismacolor, but it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget not only the color, but what pencils you are using, right? It's easy to do. Yes, that's what I do. All my portraits on the tone tan paper. In my last video, I did a flip toward the end of the video, and it did get a little apparently Jean said that right when I was streaming, YouTube either went down or flickered or YouTube had some issues. And so I think some of that was those pixelization of not the last video, but the one before where I did a flip of some of my pencil drawings. Some of them pixelated out, but you can still get the idea. You can still see them, a lot of them. So, hi, Mark, how you doing? Anybody else popping in? I'm sure I've missed a lot of people coming in. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Okay, so real quick, the Color of Special Effects. This one's by Helen Elliston. And again, it's the type, we did one tutorial here. I just have it washi taped in. So here is her final piece, and here's what we ended up doing. We followed along and did this tutorial out of the book just to show you how to follow a tutorial. Not that you necessarily need help following tutorial, but that's what we did that day. So here's the piece that we did. And we followed her step by step from this. And again, I just drew mine, but you could, if you wanted to practice it, you could just trace it off, But we went step by step through the whole thing until we got to the end. So, and I just keep it washi taped in here because I always forget where I put it. So again, she's got all kinds of skin tones, hair. Here's where we did a raindrop or something here. How to do a raindrop, and air bubbles and roses and clouds, flowers, mushrooms, floating soap bubbles, animal fur, glasses, water, crowns, metal, jewels, and she gives you little pieces here to practice on. Oh, thanks, Norma Limo. Her name's Norma, but she goes by Limo, so I call her both. But anyway, yeah. So she gives you lots of things to practice step by step. So I forgot who asked, but somebody was asking in chat about some books for techniques. So these are the two. I might have one more, and then there's all kinds of color charts in the back. But get these two. Let me show y'all the ISB. I'll read y'all the ISBN numbers just so. The Secrets of Coloring, 978-0998-929-217. And because you just put them in Amazon, you'll find them. And then Color of Special Effects, Helen Elliston, 978-154-664-6594. And one of these days, guys, I swear I'm going to get me an Amazon affiliate. But in the meantime, just go buy them. Which of the two do I like the best? Well, they just do different things. They have different things. I like, I love the eye tutorial in this one, and I love the eye tutorial in this one. So it would be hard to say. It's hard to say which one I like the best. I think it's going to just depend on you. It's going to depend on you. You know, it's not really going to matter which one I like best. I don't know. Because they have different things. I would get both if you could. That's true, Jean. Eileen definitely needs an Amazon affiliate. So anyway, there's all right. So now I'm not going to swear that these are the 10 that I would take with me. And this is that tag. What was her name again? And I wrote it down last week. I don't know where it is right now. The one that's doing the tag. The one that's doing the color book tag. I know I've seen a few people do it, but the 10 color book island tag. Zoe Archer. Is she British? I think she's British. Island. If you only could take 10 books to an island, and this is the other workshop thing I wanted to look up. Zoe Archer. I just scribbled it down, guys. Okay, Jeannie, I'm about to go because I've got to go to the store and I've got to make that potato salad before tomorrow. So I got to get some stuff done. Okay, so real quick, let me look at my shelf. I will pull 10. So just give me a second. Okay, I will pull Serene, which is already there. And I'm not going to show you the pictures that I would color right now because the pictures I've colored out of those books right now because I don't have time to dig through them all. But hang on, guys. I'm going to pull. Give me 1 minute. I'll try to keep talking to you while I'm looking. I'll try to keep talking, but we'll whistle while I work here. All right. One of them's missing. One of them I know I would use, but I can't. Well, I'm sure it's here somewhere. Hang on. 1 minute. Oh, I do have her other book, Glamourista. This is Jennifer Zimmerman's other book. Did I color anything in this one yet? If I did, I tore it out. But this is her other book, guys. Jennifer Zimmerman, Glamourista. I think this was her first one. And Bella Futura was her second. I don't know if she has a third. Okay, hang on. All right. And this is another one I want to. I just came across this one. I bought myself this one for my birthday. It's a steampunk one. The Search for the Light Bulb Burglar, and it's like a steampunk. And I bought this last February, and I haven't colored a thing in it. I need to. Okay, that's not my. I'm not picking necessarily my favorites. Those I just came across. Okay, I'm gonna count. This is one. For this, okay, here these. I would just have to. I'm gonna pick a random Hannah Carlson, but because I don't know, I can't remember which one is what in what. But I'll pick a random one of these. This one. Okay, hang on. I got 1, 2, 3. Coming along, guys. Coming along. Ooh, I see. I've got too many. I like. I got too many. I like this one too. See, there's too many. I'm probably already over 10. So I'm just going to pick some random ones here. Have colored 2 out of 3 out of that one. 1 minute. Don't give up on me yet, guys. I'm still searching through. I'm trying not to pick some of them. It's hard to not pick some because I like lots. 1 second. Okay. There's more. There is many more. Okay. This was hard. There's many more than this, but I'm going to stop at this. In no particular order, Dragons by Raven Fallon. I'm not sure how you say it. Ravinia. I have colored at least 2 or 3 out of this, and they are in. See, now I'm going to want to show you the pictures I've colored out of them. They're in my ledger, my oversized ledger. Where are those babies? I'm not sure if these are both out of dragons or not. No, these are out of fairies. Where are they? Well, anyway, I will try not to show finished pictures. But, okay. Uh-oh. My shelf just collapsed. Yikes. Hang on, guys. Hang on. I got to prop this up real quick before the whole thing comes down. 1 moment, people. Oh. Hang on. There we go. Okay. I think I rescued it. I about lost a whole shelf falling down. Okay. So Dreams of Dragons. Again, I think I tore them out of this book and put them in my in another book. So I like this one. I'm not going to go through them too much. I'll do a little bit of a flip. Pop manga. I love pop manga. The blue means I've finished. Pink are still in progress. I love me some pop manga. This one's done. And I am determined, guys. I don't know that I'll get to it next week, but I want to try to get to it soon. I want to go through and show you all my finished color book pages. And there's a lot. But I want to show y'all all the finished pages. Okay, so this is Pop Manga. That one's still in progress. This one I did in ink tints. I did not like the way that I couldn't get the ink tints to feather out like I wanted, but the face and everything else is okay. This was done with ink tints. Okay, so, and this one. So that's Pop Manga. Love me some Pop Manga. Friends of Nature. I like any Asian color book, whether they're Korean or Japanese. I have not done a lot in this one. I think I've done one. I think there's one in progress. Okay, I finished this. No, it's not finished. See, it's not done. I'm working on this one. I love these books very, very much. And it's just that we don't get to them very much. Melody sent me this one. Miss Melody, Friends of Nature, love this book and this type of book. I love Asian coloring books. Japanese, Korean, I love them. Love, love, love. Can't say it enough. I love Fantasia, it's also by Nick Filbert. Love me some Fantasia. I've done this girl here, this mermaid, which I think last time I said somebody else did this, but it's Nick, it's Fantasia. This one, and I think there's a couple others I'm working on her. I have a couple in progress, and so Fantasia. Again, here's another. This is a Korean one. I'm in love with these. This is like a story. This is like a full-on fairy tale, and I love these books, and I want to color in them more. And I'm determined to do so. So here's one that I've done. So that one's finished. Yeah, Fantasia, yeah. And then this one, I don't know the name of it, but that's that's what it looks like. But I love this piece here. So let's see if I can get her. Cherry blossoms. And that's a double page spread. And almost all my pictures, I try, and I probably missed a few, but I try to post them all in my Facebook album. So I have an album on Facebook that you don't have to follow me and I don't have to follow you, for all color books. I have one for color books, one for portraits, one for general art, one album for what's on my art desk. I think I have 5. Oh, my Gold Rush portraits, fan art. I think I have maybe 6 albums on Facebook that's public. Anybody can go look at any of them. So I don't have a Facebook fan page, a Facebook group page. I don't have a Facebook group. Um, So anyway, there's that one. I love this book. Okay, so there's that one. One of my all-time favorites is Doodlers Anonymous. Now, this is my second copy. I think I've torn out, and I've shown y'all many times in my 3-ring binder. All my finished Doodlers Anonymous are in my 3-ring binder. I won't get it out right now, but Doodlers Anonymous, I like this book because it's like 90 different artists. And Doodlers Anonymous has a website. You can follow them on IG. There's all kinds of Doodlers Anonymous stuff around. So thanks, Ian. That's sweet. Ian, and since you can put in links, put in your link too, please. Since you're a mod, you can put in the link to your Facebook page so everybody can see your watercolors, please. I'm counting this as one, but it's 2 books. Rhapsody in the Forest and Minuet de Bonheur. Don't email me. I love these 2 books. I think there's a third, but I'm not quite sure. But I love these nature books. These are 2 of my favorite nature books. If I had to say animals and nature, it would be these 2. Although I think I pulled one other one over there that's kind of could be too. I'm pulling these books and now I want to stop coloring every single one. OCAT is everywhere. Yes, he is, Julie. He's everywhere. We love OCAT. So anyway, Doodlers Anonymous, that's who we're talking about. So this one we did one year on for a Halloween. You know, I'm telling y'all, people, y'all need to be around this group. Not just me, but everybody that's here. You need to be around us all during the holidays. We have fun, people. I will be doing another pumpkin, a mixed media collage pumpkin. I've done that for a couple years. We have so much fun on the holidays. Not that we don't have fun the rest of the time too, but the holidays around here are fun. Here's one I did for Christmas. This is like a Norwegian reindeer with the patterns, the Scandinavian patterns in the background. So there's that one I've done in here. Working on third book. Oh, hey, CBs, thank you. Yeah, see, I don't keep up with a lot of the uh, new the rumors of new books and stuff. But I love this book. I love the animals. And I mean, I could seriously just take this one. You know, I could just take this one. And then here's the Minuet de Bonheur. I know I say that wrong. So let's see, where have I marked pages? This one's one of my favorite pages I've ever colored. I love this page. I love my little bunnies. I did one in every color. I did a white one, a brown one, a gray one, a black one. Did all the different color bunnies. And all the water here, that's all paint. That's painted in. That wasn't there. But I love this page. It's one of my all-time favorite color book pages. Although I have a lot of favorites, but this is one of them. And then there's this one. And again, guys, you can see them on Facebook. I post a lot of them on Instagram too. But every one I try to post on my Facebook album. But the majority of them I try to post on IG. But I can't say that everyone's on IG. But okay, here's these little bunnies, and this one has some gold. All the gold's done with a gold gel pen. So all the gold jewelry. The gold jewelry is done with gold gel pen. I can't get it to shine. But all the gold you see is a gold gel pen. So there's those little bunnies. I know, Faithful. I know, Faithful. Faithful doesn't need another job for my Amazon cart. I know. There's this one and all the water lines. That's all Posca, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Posca. It could be a white gel pen, Signo, but I think it's white Posca. All the swirls and the white. What else? Do I have anything else in this one? So again, I'm counting this as one. Okay. Zimia Snova. Okay. Tomislav Tomic. I love this book. I think I've only done 1.5 pages in it, but I love it. So many color books, so little time, right? I did start the cover. I mean, I started the inside cover there. But what else do we have done? Okay, these two are started. They're not, just started. They're purple and a tealy blue dragons. This one is in progress. It's just got mostly a wash of color. Not a lot of shading yet. This one starts. See how the castle is just a wash? See, it's not shaded yet. This one is completely done. This one took me, this page, other than my Bennett Klein, and that's the other thing that I should say here. I got a couple other ones here. Hang on, guys. I'm going to have a couple others to kind of show favorites. I'll just show this because I forgot this whole shelf. I have a whole nother shelf down here that I want to pick out. This. There's more, but I'll go with this. Okay. I'll set this over here. I got to put all these books away. Other than my Bennett Klein Oh Dear picture, this probably took me the longest of anything I've ever done in color books. This took me days. I don't know if you can see all the detail in this one, but And there's probably 2 or 3 videos on this. Again, they're not going to be in HD. Like now I'm spoiled, people. I'm spoiled with the HD. Bye, Lynette. Thank you. I'm almost done here, guys. I just want to finish up these couple of books here to show you. But yeah, this took a long time. There's my little sleeping princess right there. The little bunnies. Look at all those leaves. This baby was intense. Intense coloring time. This was a long-term project for sure. And she's got all the little animals down there. I'm not zoomed in, so I don't want to make it all fuzzy, but you can see there. Thanks, guys. And I think that's all in this one. Zimia Snova, Tomislav Tomek. The Look. I Love Me the Look. This book was probably next to, this is one of my earliest books. This one and my Doodlers Anonymous. These two, I really started getting addicted to color books. These two right here. This one was so different at the time. This was the first large-faced book that I ever saw. I mean, there's a couple of large pictures in here. Like, you know, there's a couple of large faces. But this was the first one, and she's got paint all over her. This was the first, like, more realistic type color book with big faces on it that I had come across at the time. It's The Look, and it's by Suwa, S-U-W-A. And I don't remember, I don't even know if there'll be a, let's see if there's a copyright date. Okay, it says 2015. But I know we were coloring before that. Maybe, let's see, Doodlers Anonymous. Which one was the one we were really coloring in first? Well, this one's 2015 too. Has it only been 3 years that we've really been coloring a lot in color books? No, it's been longer than that. I mean, color books have been around since Dover clip art color books, but you know. All right, so The Look has different countries. I think it's 6 countries. 6 countries and all different fashion from those countries. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Milan, Stockholm, New York, Shanghai, Tokyo, and Seoul. And see how big the faces are? I think y'all should have to limit 3 to 5 max if you go. Yeah, it's hard to take so many but you know, if you're going to be stranded on an island, you're going to want a lot of variety. So you can see how they're large faces. And I love that. Not every page, but you know, every other page at least has large faces on them. And we love the idea of that. Plus, it's just all kinds of fashion, things around the world, different buildings. This one's done. Again, I got Post-its on. She's done. Yeah, and they got guys. You know, a lot of color books don't have guys. Like, you know, with fashion and stuff. So I love the lookbook. This one's just got a base coat background. This one I did in about 2 sessions. I didn't love it as much as I thought I was. It didn't come out exactly in my head, like what was in my head, but it's okay. So that one. This one's still in progress. Oh, Prismacolors would be my pencil of choice if I only could take one type of pencil. And that's just because I'm used to them. I'd take Prisma because I know my Prismas. Okay, so there's her. And again, it's got painted background, splotchy, watercolory to make it look grungy. And we spent about 3 shows on her, I think. And I have colored this one. I made copies of them because I wanted them in my art journal. So her, and I practiced some Copic markers. So I printed her out. She's in one of my color book art, in my mixed media art journal with the color book page. She's colored in there. I colored this one. I made a copy of this one and colored her for Eileen. So, but anyway, yeah, the look. That's another one. And then I would have to say one of, and I couldn't tell you exactly which one I would pick right off the bat, but I would pick a Hannah Carlzon and I'd pick a Clara Markova. I can't tell you, and I just picked these two off the shelf amongst the others because I think I have all of Hannah's. There's what, seven of them, eight of them. Anyway, I have all of hers, and it's called Seasons. I wrote down the name. This is Tide Varv Seasons, and I have a couple colored in here. Got this one colored in here, and this one started. This one started. I don't have a lot in this one. I think some of my other Hannahs, I've got a lot more colored in them. And then Clara Markova. I have a few colored, I think, in this one. I got the bat. We colored this on Halloween. This one, and there's stickles on that one. All the red is stickles glitter. That one. This one. That one's done. This one's done. I think the cover, okay, I got two more. The cover intro page is done. And I think this is the last one we colored in here, this one. And it's got stickles too. There we go, you can see it. See all the glitter? Stickles glitter. So, that one. And then I'd have to say all of Kirby's books. Imagimorphia, Anamorphia, Mythomorphia, and Phantomorphia. I'm counting that as one. I'm not going to flip through all these because I've shown y'all these quite a few times recently. But Kirby's books, all four of Kirby's books, I'm counting as one book. Same thing for my Bennett Kleins. This is May Klein, his daughter, here on top. But my Bennett Kleins, I consider this one book. And all my Bennett Kleins that I've colored and my May Kleins, these are all torn out and put in. Yeah, I cheat. Yeah, this is one book, people. I put those in my binders, but I have the May Della 1 and 2. This is his first one, I believe. Let me just turn them over. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dragons, characters, Bennett Klein, the original dark, wild, unearthed, and epic. Now, I know there's a couple I don't have. Did I say dragons? There's a couple I don't have. I think there's like maybe 4. There might be 4 I don't have. But yeah. And Orla and I think Connie and who else? Suze have really sent me all of these. All but maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, I'm considering this one book, Lady Jan. We're talking about what 10 books would you take with you to a desert island? You could, if you had to take 10. Okay, a couple more. I don't have her mermaid book. I have her Halloween and this one. So that's one book. All of Jasmine Beckett Griffith's books, all 3 of them are one. I would take. So I have her Halloween and I have this one. Again, these pages are torn out and put in my binder. But Jasmine Beckett Griffith And probably the last one I'll talk about is Hidden Paradise, Chris Lopez. And again, I'm not sure if I tore these. I think these are torn out too. I think I've torn the ones out that I've colored out of here and put them in my big, bigger, what do you call it, ledger, because they're big sheets, they're big pages. So then I would probably say this one as well. You like my thinking? Yeah. Bennett Klein, that's one book. Jasmine's, all of Jasmine's books, all of Kirby's books, that's one book. I know that's terrible, isn't it, right? My life raft would be sinking. I know, right? So there we go, guys. And again, I want to get to working on this. I'd love to color this whole book because it's a story. I just think that's a cool steampunk book. And again, guys, these are the two that I showed that if you want some tutorial type books, those two. So there we go. I'm going to leave it at that. Again, this is what we're coloring out of this today. We're coloring out of Serene. We've got this far on it. I will I'll finish painting in the background because y'all need to watch me coloring all that teal. I'll finish painting in the background, and then that's all I'll do until we come back so that you can see me continue on the seaweed, on her outfit and everything. I wanted to do a little bit on her hair and face today, but we didn't get to that. So anyway, there's all my Serene pictures here. So thanks everybody for joining me today on our Friday Impromptu. Again, I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, and the occasional Friday. I try to do at least one Friday a month. And so, yeah. Thanks. Hey, Immortal Art. Thanks for being here. And everybody else that popped in. Thanks, everybody. You're welcome. Well, we got a lot done in 4 hours, including like about 30-minute chat at the beginning, but that's just the way we roll. We talk, we get caught up with each other, say hi, good morning. So if you watch these recordings, the first 15, 20, 30 minutes is going to be chatting because that's the way we roll. Okay, guys, y'all have a great weekend. You're welcome. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday. The good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. That's what we say in the South. Bye, guys.